Welcome back to TenTenths Podcast. I am your host, Robert Creel, and I am sitting in the Kangaroo Motorsports studio, and I do not have Adam Nielsen on Zoom this week. And for those listening at home, you're all excited thinking, oh, yeah, he's back in the studio. No, I do not have Adam on Zoom or in the studio because he could not be bothered. He said, and I quote...
Fuck the fans.
Exactly. He said, I feel great. This is the best I have felt in a long time. No allergies, no cold, no lethargicness. Is that the right word? None of that. He was so energized, so happy, so pumped that he said, I cannot be bothered with a podcast. I feel too good.
He was breathing through his nose when I talked to him earlier.
For the first time in 30 years.
I've never heard him breathe through his nose. Ever.
No one ever has.
Except when he snores at events.
And today.
And
that's just how good he was today.
The best he's ever felt and sounded. Think Morgan Freeman's voice. That's how he sounded today. It was so angelic, if you will.
Yeah.
But
someone I know that lives by him said they saw him jogging.
Whoa.
He's back in cross-country stages.
I remember when he ran cross-country.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he was so fast. The fastest. Like state cross-country fast.
I really don't know if you're messing with...
I'm not fucking with you. I'm dead serious. Adam was a very, very, very fast runner. Back in the skating days, he was running he was running like state varsity times as like a sophomore and freshman. He was fast.
I used to be in shape too.
Dalton
not cross country shape though.
Dalton was never in that good a shape.
I've seen him with no shirt on.
You didn't see me with no shirt on 10 years ago.
No, there's one on Facebook with you no shirt on and Adam's name tag through your nipple.
That's a good picture.
That's like 2006.
Going through Dalton's profile pictures
is the best.
It's like 20 different people. Every profile picture is a different stage of life, and it's wonderful. You start out with this great picture that looks like his mom gave him a bowl cut, and he's just holding the fish. And
it doesn't look like my mom gave me a bowl cut. My mom gave me a bowl cut. Let's just get that out.
It goes all the way back to, cool leather jacket and
like the spiky hair.
And then it gets to the Liberty spikes, and then there's like a hippie Dalton. It's a wide spectrum. He looks like a method, one of those method actors that gets into character.
Yeah, for sure. And for anyone that's at home that hasn't picked up on the fact that I have Eman from Petrobox and other forms of fame, and then Dalton from Iowa Man Racing, and that's what our show is going to be. So
it's legitimately just going to be us harassing Adam because he's not here.
He's not here to defend himself.
There's Flatum there, and if you have anything to say, Flatum, just speak up and let us know.
Yeah, I'll push the mic over.
Anything we said wrong?
No.
Did you not say fuck the fans?
In other words,
he said
buckle
nothing.
up. This is going to get bumpy.
Usually I try to sit back and control the situation and keep you guys in line. But I pulled Dalton away from Wing Wednesday and kind of sprung this on E-Man yesterday and said that I wanted to hear about his first time. And didn't really give any context. So we're just going to see where this goes.
Oh, man.
So who's opening it up this week?
I didn't really even think about it.
I mean, it's far too early in the show to open it up.
Yeah,
you had a good point. We got another
20 minutes probably.
Of rambling there.
Honestly, I didn't have any plan for. I didn't have anything for that. I don't have any
Dalton,
news.
How about
either.
you open it up with recipes to use Cheese Whiz?
I have not bought Cheese Whiz in a while, and that is brought to you by Factor Fabrication for all your fabrication needs. If you need a handrail, roll cage, anything fabricated, hit them up.
Get railed.
Get railed.
You get railed through cage.
Rail you nice and hard.
Man, I haven't talked to him in a while. I was seeing him like every day for a while. I was over at the shop working on my cage, talking about other like racing stuff. I haven't seen him in like a week. It's weird.
So is your cage done?
Yeah, cage is done.
So you used him, and then now you're ignoring him.
That's not true.
That sounds exactly like, dude, we're such good friends. We're such good friends. I love you. You're my best friend. Oh, you're done helping me out. Get railed.
People ain't no good.
That is true. But no, I was on vacation, and then we've just been texting. Like during
lake house.
Yeah, I was at the lake house. A single ply toilet paper.
Which lake house? You have to be specific with which lake house you're in, Robbie. You've got multiples of them now, I hear.
Oh, I was not at my own home. I was at my in-laws' lake house at Lake of the Ozarks.
I was about to say his own home is a lake house.
It's a pond house. This is a pond.
It is not a pond house. There's no such thing as a pond that has a lighthouse. There's not.
There's no boats. You can't even put a motorized boat on it.
I bet
for all those ships that are in there, they need a lighthouse.
And I bet Robbie has motorboated on that lake before.
No. Wait, what were we talking about? I paddle boated on there.
Yeah, sure.
I might even try how to do that.
If you go on Google Maps and know where Robbie lives, it is a lake.
If you want to know his address, just let me know.
Yeah.
Or me.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Look, well, I mean, all you gotta do is search Google. It's on everyone's addresses on white pages, so I mean, I can't really hide.
And I mean, it's incoming.
Dalton's,
the
you
best
can literally just search. It even has hours.
Yeah, but he's open at like midnight.
Are you bringing up my Iowa Man Racing page now?
I am. I got to.
When we drove from Ohio all the way out to Iowa and we stopped to have dinner with you guys, we still managed to get to Iowa Man Racing headquarters during their open business hours. It was like 3 a.m.
Like 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. on Friday to Saturday morning.
Oh, no. Is it gone?
It is not gone.
Are you sure?
What? No, I've been searching. I used Iowa Man Racing
It's not showing up
today.
on the map.
I did Iowa Man Racing to Black Hawk Farms today.
It's not showing up on the maps.
Why don't you just
Iowa Man is one word.
I don't know, man. It's not showing up.
Has to be in Google, though.
Yeah, I mean, what else would I use? Was this 1995
like
using
a Bing
Ask Jeeves? No,
person.
I'm using Google. What else would I use?
You don't use Dogpile?
What's Dogpile?
Like, if I could share my screen, I would show
Bing?
it.
Oh, God.
I need to change my
Why would I
background.
use Bing?
Why don't you try Yahoo?
Is Yahoo still a thing? Oh, I found it. There it is. I just had to make sure I put...
Why did it take so long?
I don't know.
Legitimately,
I didn't put
if
Sheldon.
you need to get to my house, Google Maps, Iowa Man, one word, racing, bring it right here.
Yeah, well, now your address is on YouTube because I have it.
Yeah,
posted.
Anyone that's interested,
Send me your stuff.
You may see a car
Come
on the
visit
roof.
me, whatever. Only during business hours. I'll be out in the garage.
Is there any cars on the roof right now?
Nope. No cars on the roof to disappoint the world. I heard there was a city council meeting about your car being on my roof. Like,
Was there really?
I heard from a person on the fire department that there was, and then that was like 3 days before he showed up, and I didn't realize until after. But
That's
I don't know
I mean,
if they're like planning.
I have other
something.
cars that need engines.
I'll drop them off. I got a perfectly good roof for them.
Do you still have a frame rack? I have an S13 that could use a tug.
Yeah, you sound like fucking Robbie and his boony friends. You'll just talk to me until you get all your cars fixed, and then never talk to me again.
That's not true. I talk to him all the time.
I drove all the way to Iowa to hang out with you.
You did not drive to Iowa to hang out with me. You drove to Iowa to put the engine in your vehicle, then leave all your scrap parts in my front yard, and then book it out of here.
First of all, I left them in your garage. You put them in your yard.
Yeah, because my garage is a small garage, and I have shit to do in there. Your pallet just got burnt like 3 weeks ago.
Just scrap it. Get beer money. It was aluminum.
costs
It was
more-
all aluminum.
It costs more money in gas than it is worth to drop shit off at the scrappers.
It's a couple 100 pounds of aluminum.
Like
Bring-
$30.
Bring it to my place. I'll bring it when I bring my scrap in.
That's a 30 rack right there.
Don't I owe you something, Robbie? What am I supposed to bring to you? I have something random.
I'm supposed to bring some of this stuff to you. So
Yeah, and I'm supposed to give you that terrible, terrible carbon fiber hood that's delaminating.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to
I
show
need
this
Robbie
massive?
shaft.
I want to see how massive this is. I heard 12 foot. I thought
not-
it was going to be a surprise. Thank you, James.
Yeah, it's
That
going to
doesn't
be.
look
out.
bigger than mine.
Yeah,
that
but
is-
there's many more words, though.
Of course, he's going to say it doesn't look bigger than his.
Yeah, he's been saying
He
that
won't
his
even
whole
admit how
life.
small he is.
Yeah.
Robbie, you also have a shaft I need.
Yeah, you kind of messaged me and asked about that drive shaft and then never texted me again.
Yeah, I forgot.
Well, I guess it wasn't for you, so.
Yeah.
So do you still need it?
Yeah,
It's just sitting in my
probably.
garage.
Yeah. One of the Gridlifes. I'll snag it from you. I'm not going to have you ship me a drive shaft. That seems stupid.
No, because it'll be worth what it costs to ship it.
Yeah. I'm on board with that.
Okay. I'll bring it to something. I probably won't be at Mid-O. You should come to Topeka. You coming to Topeka?
When is that? Is that like July?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Perfect. I think the
I'm
whole
probably
gang's
gonna go to Alpine Horizon as well.
Yes, you will.
I'm gonna be at a lot of them this year.
What Gridlife do you plan to go into this year, Robbie?
I'll be at Gingerman for GLTC. Plan to be at Topeka.
I'll be at Gingerman. Bring it there.
Okay, I'll bring it to Gingerman. And
You doing the spring kickoff?
is that
That's at Gingerman, yeah. That's
I'll be at that one. I won't be at Autobahn. I don't know about Alpine yet. That one's still up in there. That's the same weekend as Hallett.
Ideally, I'm driving Autobahn.
Whose car?
A mixed bag. So we'll get into that in a little bit, I suppose.
right.
We
My
can dive
car.
into that. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, no, we'll get into that later. But yeah, I don't know. I might do Road America if everything kind of falls into place.
So is the first Minded going to be the first shakedown of the 350Z after all the changes?
Yes and no. I took it out. Didn't I talk about it on the show? I don't remember.
I thought you just
No, I
talked
didn't.
about the Corvette. Did you do more than the Corvette on that last Monday?
No, I had the Z with me.
I didn't even know that. I thought you just shook down the Corvette.
Yeah. So I took Bill's. Bill and I are doing one lap, obviously. So we took the C8 out to RPM for a quick test day, and he spent most of the time driving the C8, and I brought my Z and just kind of shook it down because I knew I was going to need a bunch of stuff. Basically, I spent all day just chasing goofy things. Like, I found that the exhaust hanger that I made to pull my Y pipe up rattles the floor so bad that it sounds like something's mechanically wrong with the car. Like, it just sounds like something's banging. So it's just a really weird thing I got to fix. The nut on the axle for the passenger side rear was coming loose, so it sounded like I had a broken wheel bearing, or like a going bad wheel bearing. So I was just weird stuff all day. And then I finished the day off by having it throw itself into limp mode because they got an air bubble behind the thermostat, and then it wouldn't open the thermostat, so it got overheated. But
You gotta love how finicky through Z cooling things are. I look forward to it with my S13 dealing with the VQ swap.
Yep. So I knew what, like, I pulled in and realized that it had emptied like all the coolant into the overflow tank. Like the overflow tank was completely full, and then they kind of looked into it. I was like, well, shit. So by deleting the heater core, I had it is more susceptible to having that issue. So there's a swirl pot upgrade you can do. So I deleted all the extra, like the oil or the water that goes through the oil cooler or the filter housing. Got rid of those lines. And then I also got rid of the lines that go through the throttle body. So now it just has, like, it's a really simplified system that goes from the back of the heads around and then goes straight to the radiator. And then it goes through the radiator, and then there's a cap that's not pressure released anymore. It's just like a cap on top. And then it feeds through a swirl pot, which is the highest point now. And that swirl pot feeds back into the front of the thermostat on the extra nub. And then there's also one of the lines that's on the back side of the head is now runs back towards the plug that's right by the thermostat. So it's bringing the hot water there. And I did that on... All right, so it would have been a week ago Monday is when we did the test day, and then I had all the parts here last weekend and finished it on Monday. And now it runs super great. Like it's seriously idled in my garage at like 180 degrees, just no problem. And then I had to sit on the gas pedal for a while to actually get it to warm up to a point where it would open the thermostat. But it bled right out, and it seems to be working great, and the swirl pot's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I think we're okay. And when it overheated, it threw it into limp mode rather than letting me destroy it.
I'll have to keep that in mind when I get my car running. Luckily, I get to use the vacuum assisted coolant bleeders where it pressurizes the system.
Oh, yeah, that'll help.
Puts a vacuum in the system and then, force bleeds it, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
Super useful to have. So I'm going to use that, and hopefully that avoids all my problems.
You can
I've never had that problem. It just kind of like leads itself in all my vehicles. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, GM actually does a really nice job with that.
Yeah.
Like a really nice job.
Did you have the same issue with bleeding brakes as Don had back in the day with his 350?
Yeah, because the brake lines go down the back, like down the tunnel, and then go up over a bunch of shit, like the tank and stuff, and then go back down towards the brake calipers. So the highest point of the system is actually not anywhere near the caliper. So you have to like have the whole car lifted in the air with the ass end as high as it can go, pressure bleed it, and then just hope to God that it gets the air out.
So you're telling me
awful.
My setup where I go over, I have my ABS module now on my passenger wheel well. I go up over my fuel tank saddle or whatever you want to call it, and then back down to the rear calipers is going to be a pain in the ass, and I'm an idiot.
Can you lift the caliper higher than that point? Because that's what
Possibly.
I have. That's what I have to do. Is I have to lift the caliper with a board in between it.
That's just going to ask.
And then
you
lift
have to put a 2x4 in there. Spend like $50 a 2x4 to get it up in there.
So I'm sitting here like this, holding it as high as it'll let me go.
Oh man!
And then it'll finally bleed out.
I hate myself. Why do I hate myself so much?
But
I'm realizing some things with my Datsun now.
I know, and I knew about this before because I knew Don, and I'm like, this should be fine. I mean, there's ups and downs and breaks, and it's legitimately. It has to be a 2-foot gap.
The bleeders.
I mounted my ABS module at the lowest point possible, and it goes about a foot away, and then it goes up 2 foot, then down a little bit, so it has a good handful there, and then it goes down another foot. So it's like...
So it's at least a foot higher than your caliper, is what you're saying to me.
Possibly, but yes.
Hopefully it's not that bad, but yeah. And your
rear brakes anyways, those are just there for looks.
It's fine. I mean,
the front brakes shouldn't be that bad.
What's weird is my 280Z. It has the Willwood pedal box in it, and when we did all new lines to all 4 corners. Like literally everything brakes wise is new.
Yep.
It went to the Toyota 4-piston front calipers and S13 rear discs. It has Willwood Masters, the Willwood Hydro, all of it, right?
Yep.
And for whatever reason, I can't get that car to lock up 225 15s. And it should stop like there's no tomorrow. And I when I pump the brakes, no air comes out, and it's just like even my hydro just like is so weak.
Is this the car you want to bring racing?
Well, I mean, I got to do some things first. You know, the engine has a spun bearing at the moment too. So
E-Man has mechanical ABS.
Good.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But I think what my first attempt is going to be, instead of trying to jack the car up at a weird angle, is going to be buying Willwood the caps that go on those Masters. I'm going to buy a spare one and put a valve in it and try to pressurize the system and then crack a bleeder.
Yeah, that would help.
I'm going to try to, because I mean, we have for 90% of the cars that we work on, we have one of those pressurized little kegs.
Yeah, I got that too.
That you like strap to the master cylinder and it just shoves new fluid through the system.
Yep. Yeah, it's a power.
And
yeah, we got that too. It doesn't work on the Z's. Like,
right.
it helps, but it's still it has to be starting with a good system.
I mean, the car stops pretty good. It just doesn't stop good enough. It should stop as hard as the tires will let it. So,
is your pedal hard?
Do you still have power brakes in that Willwood setup, or is it just
no? It's all manual. Okay. Are you ready for this one?
Yep.
The reason it has a pedal box and a manual brake setup, because it is impossible to find the correct brake booster for your Datsun. There's like 8 different ones. Everyone has their catalog differently. I ordered I think 3 of them, and none of them were the right one. And I was just like, all right, I'm fucking over this, and went to a pedal box instead of finding a new brake master cylinder or brake booster.
Well, that, and I can only imagine that the price of the brake booster has to be relatively close to the price of a pedal box at this point. They're not. No, it's just hard to get.
No, they're only like $150 or so. You just can't find them.
If you order 3 of those, you're almost at the price of a pedal box. That was the problem. Like pedal boxers, reasonably priced. For
They're not terrible.
Yeah, and my Willwood setup, I mean, it worked out nice, giving me a little bit extra room. I'm weird proportions as a human. I managed it. I'm 6'2", but I have a 30 inseam. So do that math in your head. I'm all torso.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I'm all torso. So my Corbeaus are mounted as low as I can. It has we made a steering column for it, and just we made it. We went full custom, and it is as comfortable as I can be in a car. And honestly, if I didn't sink the seat, I wouldn't be able to fit in a car that I've owned for like 8 years or 9 years.
That makes sense with your problems this weekend, then.
Yeah, I'm weird proportions. Let me be.
I'm not going to let you be.
I'm like a bowling pin.
Oh, shit.
I mean, how much grief can Dalton really give me? While he was walking around the paddock, his pants exploded because of his thunder thighs.
He did.
I'm willing to call you out on that one.
You poor man. What?
Yep. And
all right, we'll just jump right into that.
I had a new pair of pants like 3 hours later delivered, and I never changed them. All weekend I was wearing pants that had like a 6-inch rip down my thunder thighs.
Dalton's thick with 3 C's.
Only 3?
Yeah. I gained weight and only thighs.
I'm looking at the picture that you guys sent me, and I don't see a rip in the jeans. I just see a big red mark on your muffin top.
Oh, that's from him dumping the. I brought my mini bikes.
Yep. Yeah.
So they are. They're affectionately
Terribly set up.
They're called dirt bugs, and then I bought like a knockoff one called a doodle bug. But we ripped the engines off and put those 212 Predator motors from Harbor Freight on them.
Oh.
So all they do is power wheelie and try to throw you off. And Dalton was riding one, trying to be cool, and it threw him straight off.
I was also very slightly drunk at that point.
I'm shocked.
When it's like a 2-stroke, except it's a 2-stroke because it's a 4-stroke that doesn't run right. And then all of a sudden it hits and the clutch just engages instantly. And it's such a short wheelbase, you don't have any time to react.
My wife and I can both ride it without getting thrown off.
Well, I could, but I also...
You have a sweet Harley. I figured you could handle, a mini bike.
I could... Yeah, the Harley has a better wheelbase than that fucking thing and actually runs correctly.
Should be able to drive anything with wheels.
Yeah, anything that runs right with wheels.
Anyways, so back to your Datsun. So, are you going to take that to as a track car?
So the intention is to do it with. I've been trying to find a home for what I'm going to do with it, and like, it's too expensive to drift. With the RB in it, it would drift, but at this point, it's just too expensive to worry about hurting.
Yeah,
Datsuns are very expensive to fix. Those fenders are hilariously expensive. But I need to address a few things to get it ready. I mean, I had some engine problems last year. I'm going to get wrapped up this year here shortly. Parts arrived today, actually. So the RB will be back in action. I need to rip out. I have a Techno Toy tuning or whatever harness bar. I bought when I was younger.
Throw that away. Just don't try to sell it. Just throw it away.
I mean, as far as harness bars goes, it's not a bad design because it still kind of bolts to it. Like it bolts in and is, I don't know. Most of their stuff is kind of. I mean, they're a pretty serious company, and it's the same setup. Chris Forsberg put in his car.
I hear excuses.
I can hear Adam Jabay throwing his phone right now.
And Jabay and I had this conversation. I mean, it's coming out. It's coming out regardless. It was fine for a street car. I mean,
yeah,
but whatever. It needed to come out. I was young, dumb when I bought it, and it's in Chris Forsberg's car. He wouldn't put junk in his car. So, especially considering he has just all the insane parts on that car, I was like, it should be fine. But
his
it's going to come out.
Worked.
What'd you say?
His sponsorships worked. Sold you junk.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can't say too much. I had mine anchored to like the back seat bolts for like
Nice.
So I mean, I didn't have any bar when I first had my car. So
Well, and the bigger problem is Datsuns don't have a lot of options. Like weirdly enough, for as often as you see a track Datsun Z, they don't have a lot of options that aren't having someone make you roll cage. Even the auto power one, I sent it to Jabe. The auto power 4-point like back half with a harness bar.
Yep.
The harness bar is like, I mean, it's directly behind the seat because it's a small cockpit, and it is at least 1.5 feet below my shoulders. There's no way it meets the correct angle.
Oh, weird.
And that's from auto power, and it's just like, all right, well, maybe I'll buy their street bar without a harness bar and have one welded in because that seems safer.
Yeah.
Auto Power used to make a decent Corvette when it looked like, and when I was before I got the cage in my car, I was talking to them, and I ordered one actually that looked like it bolted behind the seat, and actually the frame rails where my current one is bolted, unlike where they always bolt on top of the fuel crossover tubes, which is like an inch above the fuel tanks on top of like 16th inch aluminum, which is as unsafe as you could possibly get. And that's where everyone else bolts to. I'm like, I'm not buying one of those. Auto Power makes it here. I'll put this in, have someone weld it up, and I'll be good to go. Ordered it, get called back, and then I got told the one that bolts on top of 4-point roll bar, 2 bolts are on top of 16th inch aluminum. The back 2 are actually in the cage with the ones that angle back in the hatch area. And got told it's safer and you should be happy because you can roll your seat. You can recline your seats all the way. I'm like, no. I want my roll cage to be bolted to a structural member, not 16th inch aluminum, legitimately bolted right on top of my fuel tank. So if I do roll over and there's any compression, I'm not all upside down and getting fuel spilled all over me. Like, no, you can cancel your order. And he was like really confused when I was canceling his order because in his mind, he was telling me it was safer and I should be happier because I can recline my seat. I can gangster lean still.
As far as the one I bought, it's made out of DOM, and it is, you weld the plate in on where the third seatbelt would, like the third point on the seatbelt would mount. You weld in a bracket, and then you bolt it into that, and then it bolts into the seatbelt brackets, and it's like a 4-point situation.
Yep.
I mean, as far as a harness bar goes,
that's as good as you can get.
One, but it's still not okay. So it's gonna leave. And then my fuel cell is in my hatch. So it's got a aluminum lid now, and I've got to finish fabbing that up and mounting it.
Oh, nice.
The joys of Datsuns. Every 2 years, something changes. So like 74 or 75, 76, you can have the same door cards. But if you have a 77, those door cards won't work. The gas tanks are very similar. And I gave up a long time ago finding a gas tank that was in good shape because they don't make repops. And I cut out my spare tire well and just sank a fuel cell in it. And then like a year ago, I ended up getting handed a same year parts car. And I was like, rad. I'm glad I still have a trunk floor. So had to deal with that, but it's got a cell in it now. So
yeah, the cell's cool though.
Yeah, and all I can picture is that car going down like that front straight at NCM, hearing an RB with ITBs at $8,000. Everyone's gonna enjoy that.
It's true.
Everyone enjoys any engine with ITBs on it.
That's fair. But a straight 6 with ITBs and a nice exhaust.
Yeah, so an RB has such a good sound, so it's yeah, you definitely want to do that.
You don't got long until it needs to be completed now.
Well, my bearing showed up today. I was stupid, and when I went through my engine, I didn't do the small end bearings, which technically lose oil pressure first. I did my rods and my mains and didn't do those. And now I regret everything.
Yeah, if you're already in there, replace it all, man.
Well, so the thought was, we talked about before, my oil pump broke. I pulled the bottom end apart, and the bearings were fine. But since I had them apart, I went ahead and the engine was upside down. I pulled the crank out and I was like, oh, the bearings are fine. But since I had them out, I went ahead and replaced them.
Yep.
Put it all back together, fired it up, had a weird tick from the top. It has solid lifters, so it's not a lifter tick. Dove into it, did a leak down, realized I had bent 2 valves when it over revved. I ended up pulling the head off. My original intention was to not pull the head off, and that's why I didn't do the small end bearings. I was like, oh, I don't have to pull the head off. Then I don't need head studs, a head gasket, piston rings, yada, yada, yada. So I ended up having to take the head off anyways. Got that all fixed. And I mean, the car, I put probably, 2,500 miles on the car last summer. And it was fine. And then leaving a stop sign in the neighborhood, one of the small end bearings let go.
Like you were just driving, like you weren't just like bouncing off the rev limiter like an asshole. You were just driving.
Yeah, I was leaving a stop sign in a neighborhood while still in the neighborhood, like just stop and go in the neighborhood.
That explains nothing about how you were driving the car. I see you just being that fucking prick, bouncing off the rev limiter, leaving every stop sign. I don't care if it's a HOA or a gated community or whatever.
They wouldn't let that car in a gated community.
You just need the password.
It's fine.
I've had enough of them. I'll figure something out.
So what's your timeline? How fast are you getting this thing done?
Well, we moved back. What'd you say?
Spring kickoff. Meet up with me and Robbie.
Yeah, man, it'd be cool. We could be the Z boys.
We could have all the Z's there.
I won't have a bar in it by then to make my harness safe.
Just bring it to Des Moines. We'll put one in.
Yeah, we can get one.
I know a guy.
Booney, are you free?
He's not free, but he'll do it.
Jabay said it was okay. Just say that to everyone.
Yeah, Adam said it was cool.
I won't even get into what I may or not have told someone at Gridlife. Jabay said it was okay.
I have heard you say that like 3 times.
Yeah, but one of them was entertainingly important. But it worked, so whatever. No one died.
He did say, I think I know what you're talking about. Jabay did say it was okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't lying this time.
Wow.
Yeah. He said it was okay.
I think he wrongly said it was okay, but we won't get into that.
I would like to have the car ready for Autobahn.
Oh man, quick then. Is that before? Is that before? Yeah,
that's June 25th.
Oh, so it's after. So it's after Gingerman.
Gingerman sold out for what I would be driving, so I'm gonna message Jabay and try to get on the waiting list. But hey Jabay, if you're listening, I know you are. I need 2 tickets.
Jabay, do me a favor after I just made up all these things you said last weekend.
They were great things, though. They're great things.
Oh, man.
Would approve.
I'm not going to edit this out, so I'm sorry.
Oh, it's never. I know.
Have you ever edited anything out? I'm not convinced you know how.
Oh, I could. I just don't care. If you can't do it live, then you can't do it. That's my opinion. The pauses can stay. I don't know. This is radio. This is live. The only time we've ever edited is when the interview was so bad that we had to cut all the radio silence out.
Was it me?
No, it was. We had somebody on the show that clearly was in the middle of doing something else and didn't give a rat's ass about the show, which is really annoying because, like, why would you say yes about doing an interview and then not take the time to actually just do the interview?
Because they felt guilty.
They could have just ignored the message. Like, it wouldn't hurt us. Yeah, so we had that one time. Then there's been a couple other like technical difficulties. So that's the only other time.
Always fun. Yeah. So yeah, I'll figure something out. We have a few different cars, and my wife has declared that she no longer will be going to Gridlife events unless she's driving as well.
I know that feeling.
And the same goes for drift events. So my budget just got entertaining.
It's a good thing you bought that.
All sorts of money.
Yeah, it's a good thing you bought that big house.
You were just telling me how you had houses paid off today.
He was flexing pretty hard with that.
He was flexing pretty hard. Okay. So it sounds like you have budget.
First of all, you were flexing your like 19 houses, you slumlord. Get out of here.
I only own 9. Possibly going to be 10 here coming up soon.
Didn't you just trade a boat for a house last weekend?
No. That's a whole different thing. We're selling a boat.
What kind of life do you live that you have a boat that's worth enough to trade for a house?
I think it says more about the house.
I think he's not wrong.
The better question is, do you take your boats to go over to the lake house at Robbie's and boat around?
He's not allowed. Nope.
He wouldn't allow me. He wouldn't let me stay in this house. I am way too low class for the place.
You have stayed in this house.
It's a nice shack. I like it. I appreciate it.
It's nice.
It's a nice shack. That's what I was going for.
When I was racing this weekend, I just got a message from my dad. Like, oh, you want to buy another house 50-50? I'm like, of course I do. And he's like, oh, also we sold our wakeboard boat for $22,000. So we sold that, bought a house for $20,000. And the person that is selling the house is like, oh, I'll stay there for $500 a month. He's selling his house for $20,000 and going to live there for $500 a month.
What's Iowa like that you can buy a house regularly?
If you want to pay me for the house you have paid off, sign me up. I don't care.
What's
Weird.
Iowa like
It's weird.
to buy houses for $20,000?
You have.
I mean, is it really that sad?
It's more.
Sheldon,
You have to own multiple shitty houses for people to want to offer you these prices.
It's because you're a slumlord.
I am a high class slumlord.
You're a slumlord that hangs out at a bar that's actually 3 bars in one building that share
I
a
don't hang
kitchen
out. I
and
actually
3
don't
different
work at bars,
businesses.
so don't even start with me.
Sheldon has 3 bars and 1 bar.
Yeah, it's like a table.
Oh,
It's like a weird corner building.
Yeah.
And it's divided into 3, and it has 3 different signs, but 1 kitchen, and you can order things from the other restaurants while in a different restaurant. It's weird.
I didn't realize that was
themes.
3 different restaurants now. I've never been in there since they've done that.
So it's
And they
one
all have different
restaurant, then
themes.
it's Langers, and then it's Cooks. There's two bars, and then 1 restaurant.
I've been in Langers, but that was many years ago.
You haven't missed out on anything.
Oh, no, I never said I missed out on anything. I just said I haven't been there.
You want a really bad mimosa. Solid work there.
A bad mimosa? Yeah, that's what I want.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't get a mimosa. I just got orange juice. That's
You got watered down orange juice.
I got
It was
orange
so
water.
bad.
Tang is better orange juice than what they served me.
I don't think he's lying either. It was so bad.
Holy shit. So, you guys, what did you do this weekend? Because I didn't do it. I seriously sat at the lake and ignored, like, everything. It was great.
I assume when you go to the lake, you sit there and read like a Tom Clancy book.
No.
So how big a yacht do you have at the lake there? At
No yacht. 2 boats.
Picture Monaco.
Oh, God.
two boats. Just 2 boats. I don't have no yacht. I just got 2 boats.
They're not my boats.
So,
The house, I mean, it's got a pool. It's in a hot tub. It's nice.
you have a
Why do you need a pool and a hot tub next to a lake?
Because
The
the
lake never
lake's
freezes.
cold. The
You
lake.
always have a pool. Yeah, lake's cold. I've heard that before.
It's not my house. I don't know. It's really nice though. Like really nice.
They're in a different tax bracket when you have a lake house and you have a pool and beachfront property.
Well, they bought it in 2008, which was like the time when no one was buying houses, so they got it for like way less than it's actually worth.
Which even explains more that they were rich in 2008 when everyone else was poor.
Recession proof.
Recession proof. They are recession proof.
Oh god.
Trust fund Robbie.
I wish, but no. The couple of years ago, we went down there and like there wasn't much going on, and it was raining a bunch. And I just read almost the entire book, "How to Build a Car" by Adrian Newey. I didn't read anything this weekend though.
Fun stuff.
Just watched Formula One.
Formula One.
But you guys did
What
stuff.
did we do this weekend? E-Man, please start.
So my week took a weird turn. I was planning on going to hang out and basically be, support for Dalton at NCM Gridlife. And leaving Friday morning, someone in the local Miata group here in Columbus posted that his car was wrecked. Someone hit him on the road and totaled his Miata, and asked if anyone wanted to buy his beginner's HPDE ticket. So immediately messaged Dalton, because on more than one occasion, he's like, if you want to drive, you can drive one of my cars. So I called him on it, and he was nice enough to oblige. Less than 24 hours beforehand, decided that I was going to do some HPDE at, which I later found out, according to everyone, is one of the harder tracks to learn because it's 3.2 miles and 23 turns.
Yeah,
with
NCM
multiple
is
blind
not.
corners.
Yeah, NCM's not super forgiving when it comes to new drivers. It's very challenging.
I'm not going to consider myself experienced by any way, shape, or form of the word, but that's probably the most challenging track I've been to. I like third session in, go into a corner and just be like, "Oh, this is this corner." Be like, "Oh no, I'm completely lost. I'm in a completely different corner." Just like slam on the brakes and be like, "I am making an ass of myself. I'm sorry, everyone behind me."
Yep. Well, I mean, even when I did TT Nationals, going over turn 12, so Deception, I blew through that my first flying lap.
Did you go 4 off?
Yeah, so I had to go in, and then it counted as a 16-minute lap, which was the only lap I was able to do in that first session. So I spent the entire weekend trying to not have trying to move myself out of the bracket of people with 16-minute laps. It was super fun.
You just gotta, when you go into Deception, your two left wheels basically in the grass on the left side of the track, and then turn in, and it will carry you through.
Were you putting your wheels in the grass?
I touched the grass once, but I was pretty good not to put the car in the grass. And then after that, for I think that's 13 and then across to 16. Over that blind hill, you just aim at the tree in the distance.
Yep.
And keep it flat.
Yeah, Topeka's like that too, going over the hill. You just look away off into the sunset and see these telephone poles, and you're like, just aim for that.
I mean, that's what I did. But yeah, so basically I decided we were going to go racing. We drove down with a truck full of just stuff, the petrol box tent and the Doodle Boys and all the coolers and stuff. And then we used Outdoorsy after Adam's recommendation. Like, I've been meaning to get to use it ever since he brought it up on the podcast. And so we picked up a camper, met Dalton there, and had a weekend of fun on the track. Had two great instructors, Matan Roseberg, a 17-year-old kid that knows how to wheel.
Awesome.
He's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, he was a nice dude, pretty knowledgeable, super helpful, had some good tips. And then actually Ed, who's the head of instructors for Gridlife, is actually local to me. He is up at Auto Assets, and I did a lead follow behind him in his E36, and yeah, it was great, super helpful.
When you say Ed was your instructor, I feel like you forced him into instructing because you just wouldn't let him past you.
No, so Matan didn't bring a car with him to the event, so my lead follow was behind Ed. Later, though, like on my sixth session in or something like that, Ed was in the BMW giving a ride along and was cutting through was passing people and caught up to me. And yeah, I probably should have given him a 0.5, but I didn't. But it worked out. He was able to tell me what I was doing wrong in turn 8, and that's kind of what I wanted.
That's good. That worked out.
I mean, because I can follow him, sure, but it doesn't mean I'm following him correctly. And if he's behind me and he sees what I'm naturally doing going into a corner, he's going to be able to tell me what I'm doing wrong. And imagine that. He did. He also told me I should probably give him the 0.5 next time.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be that guy that's just holding up traffic. But
I wasn't. He was literally the only one I held up this weekend. There was only like 2 people faster in the beginners class, and one of them was a BRZ with a dude that really knew how to drive on some pretty serious tires, and the other one was a Shelby GT350, also on carbon ceramic brakes on 180 treadwear tires, and just.
You were on 200 treadwears. We had the best RS4s money could buy.
How old were those RS4s?
Oh, they were only last year, but RS4s are notoriously known for being.
And how many heat cycles did they see in one weekend alone with us?
Okay, so I'm going to go backtrack here a little bit. If you want the best bang for buck you can for track time, Gridlife beginners. I think Eman had 10 sessions on my Camaro. He skipped out on a couple of them, but
this is the perfect time for this to freeze. I didn't even get to hear your argument.
No, I heard it.
Gridlife, hit them up. If you want to do HPD, you get beginners, they got instructors, and you'll get like 8 to 10 sessions in a weekend.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where you get more track time for the money, and
nowhere.
Get you out there.
Yes, it's the best.
New time attack, I got 6. Eman got 10.
Yeah,
for less money. So,
I don't know if it was less money, but it was well worth every penny. That was always kind of one of those things for me that kind of held me back from making that jump from autocross up to doing any kind of time trial stuff. Not only is it like a little intimidating going into an event that you know nothing about with people you don't know. So I was kind of fortunate that like Dalton and you guys are all into it. So I was able to kind of take that step with people I knew that I wasn't going to feel completely dumb asking questions. So I do really appreciate that. And Gridlife just puts on a great event. The instructors we got to talk to, I think the guy's name was Bill. He has a BMW that says turn in on the side, blue and yellow car. I don't remember what series I don't know if he was doing GLTC or what, but super helpful in the classroom. All the classroom stuff was super awesome. A lot of good questions being answered. Yeah, ton of track time. That track was awesome. Has a good flow. The sinkhole is just a wild situation. The road just disappears in front of you.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster a little bit.
So you've been there, and you're 240. Can you see anything going to the sinkhole? Or is it just the Camaro's terrible visibility? Because you were just diving off a cliff there and nothing.
I assume it's worse in the Camaro, but yeah, it definitely kind of falls off there. You come around the corner, it's just gone, and then you catch it coming back up around the corner.
Because we were watching some recap videos because I got a Garmin Catalyst that we were kind of reviewing videos and kind of going over everything in the night, and I'm just like, oh, there is a curve there, and it has a blue stripe where the apex is supposed to be, and like I've never seen that curve. You just go in there and you go in.
Yeah, my GoPro footage from the top of the windshield doesn't make it look nearly as ridiculous as when you're sitting in the car eye level with the hood. That car has the worst blind. There's a blind spot on the A pillar.
Uh-huh.
A car dove in to Deception, and as I was coming out of the hairpin right before it, lost them completely until they turned into Deception. They swung wide left to get lined up for the corner, and they disappeared.
Yeah. No, I actually took at the lake house. I took Jess's dad's SS out. It's got to be one of the lowest miles SS's. It's a 16 with 2,600 miles on it.
Is the SS the stupid El Camino thing?
No,
Camaro. It's just the G8 Camaro.
It's the G8.
No, Camaro SS. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like Dalton's, but an SS.
Oh, I'm thinking SSR, and then I was thinking the SS.
No, a Camaro SS.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I feel like Adam likes SSRs.
He does.
He likes everything that
they're
no
probably
one
his
else
favorite
likes.
car. We're gonna go with
you
their.
Look at it and go, that's ugly. That's Adam's favorite car.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume Adam's favorite cars, PT Cruiser Turbo.
He would drive that.
SSR.
Yep.
HHR.
Loves them.
Seems like the kind of guy like a Toyota Echo, just because it's ugly as shit.
I can't even picture that right now.
You don't want to. It'll make you physically ill.
Where does Adam land on the Aztec? I think he likes those too.
Oh, he would love the Aztec.
I've softened on the Aztec, but I think I blame Lamborghini for that.
Ugh.
Adam probably would even like the Rendezvous, the uglier version of the Aztec.
Oh, Adam. Why? I wish he was here to defend himself, but he just doesn't care about the podcast.
He
would agree with
all.
He would agree with us anyways. I'm positive.
100%.
He'll have to listen to the podcast and come back next week.
He would actually have to come back.
Yeah.
He might not ever come back.
Maybe this is the new normal. Me and E-Man.
Yeah, then it's just you guys from now on. I got things to do. I'm very busy. It's
better to burn out than to fade away.
It's called going out on top. So it's Adam and I.
Yours is the number 2 podcast.
Yeah, we're just done. Number 2 podcast. We've peaked. We're out.
You're not going out on top if you're ending with me and E-Man as your last podcast.
No, we ended last week. This is the start of a new one. I'm passing the torch.
This is the transitional period when It just becomes the sister podcast.
Oh God, I wish.
Let's not go there.
that'd be
What
the
we
best
should go
podcast.
to is the fact that I was wearing my Iowa Man shirt at the track, and while standing in line for the food truck, I was someone asked me what I was driving this weekend, and I mentioned the Camaro, and they were like, "Oh, the one pitted down there by the big black trailer," and I was like, "Yep." And then they saw the shirt, and the guy just goes, "Are you Dalton?" And I go, "No, but I'm driving his car," and he's like, Sister was hilarious.
I go to Matt Williams' trailer. We're just drinking at Matt Williams' trailer.
I love
he
that
says
guy.
the same thing. I'm just like, I love Matt Williams. He's the best. But we were about ready to listen to Sister, I'm pretty sure, until the cops showed up because we were being too loud, and someone in the HOA down the road from the track called us in. But,
Being too loud at NCM? No, that doesn't sound like something that would happen.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
It's like the strictest noise.
He pulled out a microphone, and I thought he was going to have Dalton tell us the story live over the microphone.
I think that's what they were trying to do.
Karaoke.
They were trying to do the story live, and I'm just like, just listen to it. You, all of you have Patreon for some goddamn reason, and way too many people love that. So if you want to go give Adam Jabay some money, go get the Patreon, listen to the Sister episode, Ironman Racing, and I have not heard a single complaint about it. So
or we could do it here right now for free.
Could. Adam's not here to stop us.
We're really going to earn that rating on this week's podcast.
Yeah.
But on another note, I have gone to Gridlife, and I met the random people here and there, and people I remember. And this weekend, I've had multiple people come up and be like, "Hey, Dalton, how's it going?" I'm like, "Who the fuck are you? It's going good."
Because you're drunk.
I have
when you
no
meet
clue
him.
who the fuck you are, but
Yeah, if you meet him after 8:00 at night, you've probably actually met him. You just don't remember.
no, there's people coming in at like 2 p.m. talking to me. I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?"
No, you met him at the previous
No, yeah,
Gridlife.
last year you met them in the evening.
Oh yeah, if I met him at fucking NOLA when my car broke down, that's bad news bears all around.
Yeah, you probably met a lot of people that you don't remember that at NOLA.
Oh yeah, big time.
Of the reasons Dalton is famous, the sticker also. Have you, Robbie? Have you had a chance to look at the Jabay sticker on his trailer in person?
No, not in person. I don't have a picture of it either.
It is
I'd said
crystal clear. It is giant, and you can tell what kind of gum he's chewing. It
What-
is crystal clear.
If you want,
It's
to
from
get
one
some
side of the trailer
base
to
of
the
gum,
other.
Spearmint. Jabay chew spearmint gum, everyone. It's clear as day. If you want proof, come to the back of my trailer, and he is smiling from ear to ear, chewing some spearmint.
So
Have you noticed the back of your helmet, Dalton?
Yes, I did. I was going to thank you for that. Thanks for the
welcome.
Buddy sticker on the back of my helmet also.
He's going to keep you safe.
so what happened?
He sticker bombed the back of my helmet.
What's on? What is it?
Oh,
sell-
the Jabay sticker.
Oh,
They sell small ones.
I didn't realize you had bought those. That's awesome.
Yeah, they sell small ones. So there's one on the back of my truck, and now there's the one on the back of his helmet.
That is great.
So,
Yeah, I don't have any of that. There it is. Thank you.
Facebook right there.
Yeah, I know. The only picture I've seen is when Dalton posted it right after he put it on, and yeah, it goes from so it's got to be what? It's 8. What is it? 8 feet wide? 4 feet
That
tall?
trailer is 8.5 foot wide from side to side, so I think that's about 7.5 foot. And don't listen to their website; they'll tell you it's like 78 inches. It's actually 76. So he shorts you 2 inches, like any man will tell you.
No, I swear, it's just because I'm cold.
It's just the angle you're looking at it.
Yeah, man. If you would have put that on the trailer in the summer, when it was warm out, it'd be 2 inches longer.
Yeah, same
That's
thing
why his
happened
trailer
to
looks
me
so big.
in Texas. Same thing, I swear.
So did people the whole way down? Did you have people just like pulling up on you, stopping, then passing you slowly?
We got some weird like hand gestures and some laughs, but
Kind of hand gestures.
they,
This makes great radio.
yeah.
Just demonstrate us with
Do I use my hands? Just show them on the video.
Do you use
Or
one
come
hand
to
or two
YouTube.
hands?
or your mouth, whatever.
My mouth, yeah. Just come here, figure it out. We're on YouTube, Facebook. Come find us.
Teen viewer.
The
Teen
teen viewer, yeah. The best part is that like
has anyone looked at teen viewers a thing? That has to be
Nope.
a thing, right?
nope, I'm not looking. Don't need to know.
Oh,
No idea.
yep.
What is it actually supposed to be? Team?
Team,
Viewer?
TEAM, but
Okay.
I kept saying teen viewer, and way over his head. He didn't get it. But it's really funny to me though that the
Don's innocent.
Don is
Team
not.
viewers for sale for Don. Damn it! I probably asked too much.
But like, I really find it funny that the Jabay picture has no context at all. So there's no Gridlife stickers on your trailer. Like, it's just Jabay.
That's
Well,
the only
what
thing on my
worries me-
sticker right now, besides WAP on the side, bring a mop and bucket from you, is still there.
That has
What
to
worries
say.
me is we're gonna put a petrol box sticker like right by it, and Jabay's just gonna now be forever known as the petrol box guy.
You couldn't be bothered to clean off the back and put it on, though.
We needed a ladder to get over the head of Jabay to put that on.
I have stuff to stand on. We could have made this work.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I need to get you these stickers. Yeah, we got to put maybe a Gingerman.
I'm just going to rely on you because I know Adam's never going to bring them.
Well, now he doesn't even want to show up to my house or be on the show. So how am I supposed to? Plus, I have all these masks from Petrobox that are supposed to be for Adam that he still hasn't taken. And
Robbie's living his best life, not seeing friends and family. He just
that is
in
true.
his basement by himself.
He
couldn't be happier.
I'm never in my basement anymore except to do the podcast. Like, I'm always in the shop. I'm working on the Z or I'm working on the Porsche. Like, every day. That's it.
That's basically what my life is: work or working in the garage.
Yep. I have not I've been on iRacing in like at least a month. Like, I just don't do anything in the house.
Yeah, my hard drive crashed my computer, and I've yet to download iRacing or anything back again.
Oh man.
If I'm home and not doing anything, I'm in the garage working on that stupid piece of shit Corvette.
Yep. How is that coming, by the way?
Good news is, of course, I've been bugging my engine builder tuner shop for the last 4 or 5 weeks now, like just a general time frame of when my engine's going to be complete. And I just always get it's at the machine shop. It's at the machine shop. Like, I get that. Just give me a time frame. Something.
Yeah.
And of course, Friday on the way to NCM, they're like, "Oh, your engine's done." I never got a lead up of when. Actually, I'm going to lie. A week and a half before that, they finally told me, "Hey, it's going to be about 2 weeks and it'll be good to go." So they did give me that, and I was like, "Well, shit, that's not going to happen." So bringing the daily to track mod and just get my ass kicked, which rightfully so. The V6 Camaro on RS4s did not put down the numbers of the track mods.
You weren't within 10 seconds of track mod?
I was within, I think, 17 seconds of the track mod winner.
But that's a big track. That's a huge track.
Which means that Eman was within 18 seconds of the track mod winner.
You were within 20 seconds. I think the track mod was 212. You were 232. Don't try churching it up, boy.
Yeah, 232 on my first track day, not far behind the owner of the car who also drives track mod.
3 seconds. You were 3 seconds and a half behind me.
According to the Catalyst, your best time was 231, sir. And I did a 232 too.
And I did a 229.03. I will bring up the Catalyst right now. Because I have it right here because I was uploading your videos and sent it to you. So I'm a nice friend. And then here you are calling me out.
All I know is you had a hard time getting away from a fat bowling pin driving your car.
First off, I want to say that NCM 20-minute sessions are almost not enough because
No, it's not even close to enough. I complained about this when I did TT Nats because you do an out lap, which takes forever.
Yep.
And then you
got 4 minutes in that.
Then you do 2 flying laps, which is like 2.5 minutes apiece. And then you have an in lap. Maybe 3 laps if you're lucky. 3 hot laps. So yeah, you could go an entire weekend at NCM and only do like 15 laps.
So my first there's 3 sessions on Sunday. On Sunday, the first 2 sessions, I did 2 hot laps, and one of them I was in between a person that was slightly slower than me and a person that was on my ass because they were about the same speed as me, so I couldn't get ahead of that person. So I let all those people by, and I was like halfway through my flyer, and because I finally made myself a gap, and next thing I know, checkered flag, like son of a bitch.
Uh-huh.
So my first 2 sessions were a complete waste. The last session, I did some warm-ups and got a 229. I pulled out of my ass my last session of the day, Robbie beer house style.
Hell yeah. If you're not doing it at the last, then what are you doing, man?
I dropped 2.5 seconds from my best on my last session of the weekend.
Yeah, man, that's how everybody does it.
I'm kind of upset because if that's how it works, then my best session I missed.
I need to talk so Eman can see this. Eman, look at that.
2:29:03.
Read them and weep, bitch.
Just wait.
So I'm still not proud of that because NTM is a terrible track. I had time on every corner, and I know it.
Hey,
And
all I know is
it.
that according to your catalyst, the optimum line through the sinkhole in that whole area was done by me, not you.
It was. It's me now. I don't think you have an optimal anymore. He did. I was kind of disappointed that the first day we go out and we're looking over that catalyst on at night after we're done for the day, and the whole sinkhole area, he had me whooped by like 0.2 of a second. Like, oh, first time driving a car on track and just make me look like a bitch. That sinkhole is so bad.
To be honest, though, without Adam gave me some solid pointers, Matan gave me some solid pointers, Ed gave me solid pointers, and then that night you gave me a lot of solid pointers when we were going through the catalyst. That I finished Saturday and like the I want to say
35, I think, is your last session. 2:35
for a Saturday, 2:35, and then I don't even think it was that fast. I don't know. I came out Sunday morning and shaved off a lot of time, like right out of the gate.
To 2:32 in like one session's quite an improvement.
Yeah, so
3 seconds is a lifetime on the track.
So yeah, and especially because Sunday I could have done 2 more sessions, but we left early to go home, and so I'm assuming that I left some time on the table. If everyone goes the fastest, they're last. I'm gonna go ahead and make the claim that Sunday night I probably would have beat Dalton.
Just so you know, the only person that does their fastest their last lap is Robbie, and I guess I'm taking after Robbie anymore.
I'm pretty consistent. Oh, I looked up my TT Nats from 2019. I did a 2:31 on my last section.
It was your last session, last lap.
My last session.
I
don't know what the last. I just looked up the total results. I didn't have lap by lap. I just looked up what they had on the website.
But
it was your last session though.
The 240.
Did you guys do 1A and 1B, like the little chicane, or did you guys go straight through it?
No, we went through. Or we went around 1A and 1B.
Yeah, we did the chicane for that too.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure because
just so you know, E-Man, you're the slowest person here. If you wanted to know,
you're slower than a 231.
I did a 232 too.
Oh, good. I feel faster.
Yeah, in a V8 240. I was in a V6 Camaro.
It's got less power.
Quit picking on my car. I borrowed you. What the fuck's wrong with the V6 Camaro, man?
First of all, when you lend somebody a car, you lent me your car. You didn't borrow me your car.
Oh, for the record, the tires that were on that are the RS3s that are still on the Z. So I did a 231 on the RS3s.
Wait,
you got beat by 10-year-old tires, man.
Wait, let's back this up for a second. On the Camaro, are they RS3s or RS4s? Because in the weekend you told me they're RS3s.
They're 4s.
No,
they're 4s.
No, 4s. They're 4s.
Okay.
I'm the only person that still has RS3s on anything.
Oh, are you ready for this one, Robbie?
Maybe.
You want to know why we didn't run his Kumo ACRs?
Oh no, I heard that something happened.
So my sidewalls blew out. So when I got there, I ran these last year. These are what I ran in NOLA. I haven't touched them since. I get there, tires flat. One of my front tires, the 19 by 25s that has sidewalls that are like 3/4 inch wide. Tall, I mean. Is
this from the same set that you completely destroyed at Topeka?
What? I'm just gonna forget. Yeah, I'm done with ACRs. I'm fucking done with them.
I mean, first of all, you can't blame the ACR for putting a razor blade in the side of it.
Yeah, that's why I'm completely ignoring.
No.
PPIR.
I've had three ACRs that have now gone flat on me. The razor blade was mildly my fault.
Still shocking that it popped a tire.
It actually didn't pop a tire. It was through cord though. That was so lucky that it took out the wheel well liner and didn't pop the tire completely. It was complete because that at PPIR, I think it would have been a crash. If I lost my back right tire around the...
Yeah, I guess it would depend on where it happened, but yeah.
There's a lot of, I mean, 3/4 of the track is walls on the right side. And if you lost your back right tire, it's probably going to pull you to the right.
Yeah, there's a lot of walls.
So that time, then it's been fronts the other time, which I've been told people theorize that I didn't have any air in my front tires then. This is when I was running without ABS for the first time.
I do remember that.
Running without ABS for the first time, and
No air.
no, there was some air in there. I don't know if it was pressurized or not.
There's nothing left of that tire, man.
They're not running.
That was at Heartland Park, and going around the chicane, I just went. All of a sudden, my freaking cabin just filled full of smoke. And I pull up to the nearest corner station. I unbuckle my belts. I get getting ready to get out, and the corner workers, because there's 2 at the station, come like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I think I'm on fire." And they're like, look at me all stupid like. I'm like, and then I regained because there's 2 corners in between there, so I kind of went as fast as I could to get there. And I'm like, shit, you're right. There's no more smoke. Like, where did that come from? Then I go off track, which is just one corner, go off track, just drive in the grass and go around. I'm like, oh, I know what's wrong now. And flat tire. It flat spotted, and I'm pretty sure there was no pressurized air in there. So that was that one. So this time I went through and I pressurized it Friday night just to see if it held air. And it did. So I was going to put them all on and wheeling the tire over. I just noticed a slight, 1.5-foot section where it just kicked out in the inner sidewall. And it looks like whoever put it on broke the sidewall belts.
Oh, shit.
Sidewall belts. And it just kind of was almost off the bead. So I just called it a day on those. So even though, I mean, did I really need to run ACRs in my V6 Camaro?
Yes.
I mean, no, because I still was going to lose, but running some 355s and 295s on the V6 Camaro because they fit factory would be great.
So what size are you running the RS4s?
Just 275 square.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not too aggressive then.
I kind of wanted to do, because I was figuring I was going to run this in street class at some point in life, so 285 is the max for street class.
Right.
So I was going to throw those, which still I would get my ass kicked in street class anyways, but I'm also. So there's that.
Oh, well.
So,
I don't think I own a car that would fit a 275. The Barracuda would.
I bet it won't fit on the front.
No.
I don't own a vehicle that won't fit a 275.
I said I made it work on the 240, but that's because they stick out under the fender covers.
I have too much taste to do that to my 240.
It's a totally different car. Asshole.
All right, molded body kit, calm down.
Oh, God.
So, should we go over my weekend? So, my weekend was
Slow.
slow, very slow for the class, but I was hoping for long term because I currently, was track mod leader since NOLA was a participation trophy, and I was going to hope to carry that out.
Do you still have that trophy?
Really?
Let me see it.
What's up?
You got the trophy?
You want me to go with the trophy?
Yeah, did Adam actually get you a trophy?
Adam got me a trophy. It was only 5 months late or something.
I heard it's really cute and small.
It is very cute and small, and looking at people that actually get Gridlife
Those
trophies on time, they get trophies on time, and the first place is way bigger than this. I got the third place size trophy, I'm pretty sure, so thanks to Babe.
Why is it so dusty?
My house is dusty as shit.
It's only been there for a day.
Man.
It's only been there for a day and a half.
What was that, Robbie?
That's only been there for a day and a half.
It was actually only like a month and a half, 2 months to get it, but I was harassing Jabea a couple of weeks ago, so just got to keep this train going on.
So did they give you a smaller one because you were the only one?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Everyone else gets the big ones? I only got to make one for NOLA. Yeah, make it small.
They spend a percentage of the class entry fees on the trophy. And since there's only one guy.
There was like 2, I think.
Next time Dalton's the only guy, he's just going to get a firm handshake of the trophy.
Like a $5 gift certificate to Subway.
Oh, right. I had a boss one time that gave everyone, for Christmas, everyone Subway gift cards. Like $10 gift cards or whatever.
I would have punched him straight in the mouth.
I'd rather not.
You want to be even more mad? 20 fucking people. They all got $10 Mine was activated and used. So talk about things to do. If you want to give me a Subway gift card, just use it first, and just to fucking you go there because you really never really want Subway. You just go, shit, I got a free sub. Let's go get this.
Yep.
You get to the end, and you're like, go to pay, and like that thing has nothing on it. Like, you fucking piece of shit, Jason.
Speaking of people with that leave you let down, I went out of my way in my limited time Thursday. I decided before leaving that I was going to go out of my way, drive across town, and get Adam a 4-pack of the Balls root beer energy drink stuff that he likes, because we have a store here that sells it. In trade, he was supposed to bring me a Rooster Booster, and he didn't.
Wow.
I would have been clicking off 20-second laps. I would have been in the 220s all weekend if I had some booster in me.
Oh yeah, that stuff's magic.
Yeah, I would put half the can in the gas tank and half in me, and we would have nailed this.
And Chevy would have paid for it. It's fine.
Yeah.
They paid for it before.
They'll pay for it again.
I'm just
I hope
disappointed
so.
that the Camaro doesn't run on E85. You live in Iowa. Why don't you?
Because I want GM to put more engines in it.
Clean it out before they know.
We'll see if the Camaro can have a repeat at Heartland Park.
God, I hope
Gridlife
not.
this year.
Yeah, I hope you can go an event without destroying something. Hey, you went this event without destroying something.
ACR.
Last year I didn't have anything that bad, did I? Last year wasn't a bad year. I mean, the end of the year I kind of jam-packed it all in one section.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't anything super catastrophic. It just snowballed into a lot of work.
Yep. So, long story short, so if we go back to that, wanted to keep on running this track mod train and hopefully get a couple wins in. But now I am tied for first, I'm pretty sure, because I got absolutely no points with this slow-ass Camaro on RS4s. I was hoping to gain a couple seconds on the ACRs, and I kind of just wanted a comparison, really, to see how much I can pick up on just tires, because no one ever has a good timing you pick up from like RS4s to an ACR or whatever. They just go, yeah, they're faster.
Yep.
So it's kind of doing that. Then Adam, the person that couldn't be bothered to come on this podcast, rode with me and hung out all weekend. And our buddy of the show, we call it our show,
It's our show
Ryan, who is running Club TR, Club Track Rat, also rode with, and he has been fighting his car way worse than I have. And we put an alternator on that car because it wasn't charging at all. A fuel pump in.
All at the track?
All at the track. What else do we have to do that thing? Because
we chased down. There's a bunch of electrical stuff we tested out and whatnot, but his alternator wasn't discharging. His battery was dead, so we had to recharge the battery. Fuel pump was being finicky, just trying to chase down a misfire.
So he has a K-swapped S2000, and week and a half ago went to RPM with the Camaro, and he went with his S2000. He got one lap in and started misfiring like crazy, and then we found out that there was a bad ground on his wiring harness. And digging into it more, his wiring harness that he had made is wires twisted together, no soldered, no crimps, and electrical tape over them.
No.
I'm pretty sure people say don't solder in race cars, so I mean it makes sense.
Yeah, I think solder is better than just
tape.
Yeah.
You just strip enough of it that you can tie it in a square knot, and then you heat shrink over the square knot.
So we tried fixing that at the track, and then it was like broke off so close to the crimp that the solder worked for like a lap and then just cracked because it had a stress on it to just leverage it right off. So then he got that fixed and then came out here and thought that was all it was, made like one good lap, and then started misfiring. So we started digging into it. Then he found out his alternator wasn't charging, he thought, which it wasn't. So we just started putting a battery tender on it. The next lap, he got his best second session. He got his best lap of the weekend, I'm pretty sure. But then we're like, okay, I checked the voltage on his battery, and it was 11.8 running. I'm like, that could easily cause a misfire. So let's get an alternator on it because your alternator's not charging. So we did that. Had 14 volts running. Like, sweet dude, you're going to be great for tomorrow. You got this. Go out, same thing. Same exact thing. And found someone. Jabe put it on the text message service, got a fuel pump from someone. Wish I knew who it was because he gave it to us for free. What an awesome dude. Thanks, whoever you were.
I think he was from Turnin, maybe.
So we put that in. He did some test runs around the paddock or whatever as much as he could. Thought it was good, and same thing. And then someone else was like, at the end of the show, it's like our end of the weekend, thought it was possibly his VTEC not engaging in the ECU thought it was engaging and just dumping more fuel. And he just tested that like an hour ago and no go. So he is still no clue what's going on. He had his tuner looking it over and remote looking at it and no idea what's going on. So,
oh, that's so frustrating.
And this was just after a new engine swap or a new K, whatever you want to call it.
Did he pay to have this harness made?
A while ago.
Did he punch that dude in the mouth yet?
Yeah, so how close are they to each other? Like, could you just drive over to his house? meet him in the street?
I say, Ryan's a big dude. I wouldn't cross him. He's a teddy bear, but I mean, I wouldn't cross him.
He's a pretty big teddy bear, but... So that was his weekend. Our weekend was all last weekend RPM, the same test day that he had that map sensor problem with the no ground. I ran like 150, 140 miles on my Camaro. No problems. I was just going out every session, just putting laps on, just having a blast. And it was fine.
And you took your car home.
And I took my car home.
Running. That's nice.
Great. Warranty Camaro. Great thing.
Fucked up rotors.
As long as you don't mind getting last. But so those Ferrados, the factory Camaros come with Ferrados, brake pads, and I threw in G-Lock, which instantly, the first lap, I'm like, oh my God, these are so much better. But once they got warmed up, my rotors were warped, and they were just shaking. Like, I thought I was going to lose a wheel. The first session was wet, and I couldn't apply full brake pressure, and it just started shaking like crazy. Got it warmed up, and like, shit. I'm like, Eman, go out, but you're going to go slow, so it shouldn't be too big a deal because it's your first time ever on track or whatever. I'm like, I need to find rotors.
And then I went faster than him.
It was way drier when you went out. I'm going to claim, but because it was.
First of all, it wasn't. Second of all,
yes, it was.
No,
the whole track was wet when I went out.
The dry spots. Had a blower truck out there drying the track off.
Oh, fuck if they did.
They did both mornings.
Probably for the beginners. Oh, these fucking idiots.
We went out after you.
Exactly.
The blower was on the track at like 7 a.m. Quit making excuses. Oh, the brakes were wobbly. The brakes were wobbly when I drove it, and I still beat you.
So, whatever.
What happened to your brakes?
So, after changing to G-Lock brake pads, which is going to be the first and last time I ever say anything bad about them because they are.
Are you flexing right now?
Yeah, did you see that?
No, his arms are just that huge.
But yeah, that's my arm, Pat Sagan. Long story short, just felt like my wheels can fall off. I kind of cut the first session short and told Eman about it. Like, watch out if I do this, be careful, but they'll be fine for you after they cool down. So went and got new rotors from, I can't believe it because the V6 108 has Camaro SS rotors. It's just your standard SS rotors. I called every parts store in Bowling Green. None of them had SS rotors in stock or V6 Camaro. So I'm like, well, I'll call the dealership. The Chevy dealership's parts is closed, so I called the Buick dealership. Because I didn't even realize at the time I was calling the Buick dealership. It was just a GM dealership. I'm like, oh, call them. I'm like, oh yeah, we got 2 of those in stock, but it was $140 a piece. I'm like, and then I'm like pulling up to it, and I didn't even realize I just called them on Google Maps, and I went there. I'm like pulling up, and the person I was riding was like, oh, the Chevy dealership. Like, it says we need to go right. I'm like, Buick dealership. Like, this is where it says it needs to go. Go in there, like, oh yeah, you're Dalton. Here you go. Like, why the hell do you guys have SS Camaro brake rotors and nowhere else in town does?
Bay.
I don't think they do because the Buick dealership was actually kind of small where it had so
weird.
And the Chevy dealership was like 3 times the size across the street, it looked like, but maybe, who knows? Either way, got those on there, and then that was, besides those ACRs, that was my drama for the weekend. Just turned as many laps as I could.
And then those new rotors are already messed up.
What happened to the new ones?
They're already getting a little warped they're not as bad as they were originally, but
yeah,
that is the only complaint I currently have about the V6 Camaro is, or probably SS Camaro because they have the same rotors. It must just eat those up.
So you ruined a set of new blanks? Like they're not like
they're just straight blanks, no drilled, no slotted, no nothing, and they aren't completely ruined, but
they're wobbly.
They're starting to wobble now. They are definitely not as bad as the first session, but
you might be able to cut them, but
it's not worth it.
No,
I'm going the Rock Auto approach now, knowing what I know now. $28 a piece and
$28 rotors every weekend. Yeah, I can live with that.
Yeah, better than $140 rotors every weekend.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
crazy.
Carr got way more abuse this weekend than it's normally used to because I got 6 20-minute sessions and Eman got. How many did you put in? Did you think you put in 8?
Since we left at 2 Sunday, I did 2 Sunday, and I think I did 7.
And there's 2 more after that. Like I know, like I think beginner was like one of the last sessions of the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, they had 2 sessions after the award ceremony. When the award ceremony was going on, there was a beginner, and then there was another beginner after. Like,
yeah, I missed 2 of them. So, but I'll be back to do. I want to do 1 or 2 more beginners just to see how I pick up other tracks. I was in a bit of a rush, obviously, to get ready for this one, so I didn't have time to hang out on my sim rig at all and try that. Try to get down. So all I did in preparation was looking at track maps and watched the ASM video for NCM, just trying to get a feel for the track, and that helped. I didn't feel like it helped at all, and then the second I got on track, it started clicking all the corners. I was like, okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah, I think once you can kind of preemptively know what's happening next, like what corner's coming up, that helps dramatically.
Yeah. So right now the plan is either Gingerman or Autobahn. I need to throw an engine. I have a trend at my house. I need to throw an engine in the GTI. We have a 2010 GTI Mark 6. It's a DSG
how many engines do you blow up?
All of them.
How many engines do you blow up?
All of them. I drive to win.
I wasn't even beating on it, just leaving the stop sign.
So, but we're gonna get that on the road.
Wait. How did the GTI blow up? How did you blow up the GTI?
It was just leaving a stop
that
sign.
was actually a fluke. You're gonna love this. This is full Volkswagen fashion. So I bought the car used. The PCV valve was bad. Those like to pull the rear main out of place, so it starts leaking out of the rear main when the PVC system or PCV system goes bad. So I eventually pulled the trans out to do that. Realized that the dual mass flywheel and the DSG had some play in it. Ordered one of those. They were on back order. By the time all of this happened, and I finally got the new dual mass in, I get it all back together, set it on the ground, go to start it, and it won't start. It's like, oh, what the hell? And I'm going through it, and it's just cranking. And then I get one good backfire out of the intake. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm looking around, and I was like, this seems weird. And I stick a scope in cylinder 4, and there's a valve just laying in there. And I was like, interesting. Why is there a valve in my cylinder? The hydraulic timing tensioner failed while my car was on jack stands, not doing anything.
Oh my God.
That's why the GTI needs an engine.
It seems like an Audi thing.
Painfully Audi.
So the GTI will get an engine here shortly. I'll probably grab a set of mild tires. Probably won't go as far as 200 tread wears. Maybe some like Federal 595s or something like a little sticky. But
if you're gonna, I cannot recommend RS4s enough if you're looking for a car just to turn laps. The amount of track miles on those RS4s and driving back and forth to work, you would be surprised.
And I may go that route, but I'm going to stick my wife in that car so she can get some laps in. It's a DSG car, so I don't think she's ever owned an automatic car, So I mean, she's fine driving manual, but I want her to be able to focus on track driving. So we'll stick her in the DSG car for that. But she's autocrossed Miatas in the past, and I think I can honestly say that every lap she's done during an autocross, she has improved time-wise for the day. So I think she'll have a lot of fun doing this, and she spent some time on the sim rig playing around on a set of Corsa.
Your wife's never owned automatic, and we're talking to you. Your wife sounds way cooler.
Yeah, get out of it. Go get her. Let's finish the show.
She's way cooler than I am. Everyone should know. I mean, Dalton used now hung out with her 2 different events.
Yeah, dude, she made me turtle ninjas.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
This is a terrible, terrible off the sidewall story here, but last time he made us margaritas, he gave me, I don't know if I got him, but he gave Ryan a margarita in a Ninja Turtle cup. And for some reason, what did you ask Ryan for a favor for?
I needed a crew pass before I became a driver, but then I became a driver and didn't need a crew pass.
So he needed a crew pass at the time, and he's like, as long as you bring us margaritas in Ninja Turtle cups, you can have my crew pass. And long story short, guess who didn't bring Ninja Turtle cups?
That son of a...
He had one job.
I didn't even own those cups. Those were Chris's.
I don't give a fuck who owns them. We needed them.
It's all right. My wife is a tattoo apprentice, and she whipped up some Turtle Ninja cups, so we didn't have to worry about any kind of lawsuit. And one thing I, in the past few years, have become notorious for is bringing a blender with me and making trackside margaritas.
At least your priority's in the right spot.
I mean, on a hot drift, in the drift paddock, and it's nice and hot out. Oh, margarita hits the spot.
Yeah.
We need to break this drift.
One of those things.
This is just a problem.
Made Turtle Ninja cups, and it was just a solo cup with painter's tape on it, but it was great.
Still better than nothing.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you hung out with her at PRI a little bit, and Dalton's hung out with her at 2 different Gridlifes now. And yeah.
She's definitely cooler than you.
Yeah, she's our favorite by far.
Yeah, definitely.
Besides John. We like John.
John's, yeah.
Yeah, John from Petrobox fame he's our favorite, followed by Sarah.
So we need to go over the fact that I got my Petrobox today, which is always great. I can't recommend them enough. Use code TTP15 to get 15% off on your box. We're just going to throw it out there.
Or
use code Iowa Man Racing.
Don't
you
do
get
that.
A free. I don't even know what you get. A free flask.
Like a flask. It's actually a pretty sweet jerry can flask. It's pretty rad.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I dig it.
You could use that code, or if you really want a jerry can flask, you could just use the code TTP15 and get 50% off the already cheap price that it has in the store.
It is already cheap, but it depends what you want to do. If you're an alcoholic like me and Eman here and drink margaritas in the pits, you might want a flask. If you're a normal adult, you're probably going to want that 15% off.
And if we're talking about Petrobox right now, Robbie, we're still out of Eagle Grit. Please stop trying to sell it.
No.
Why? Because people keep asking for it?
I'm out of Eagle Grit, and I'm pissed off Robbie keeps on trying to sell it because I need some.
I used it yesterday.
I helped him put an engine in his car, had his car, pulled his car back from Louisiana. He brought 2 bottles of Eagle Grit for me, and he gave you and Adam my Eagle Grit. I'm still pissed off about that.
That's so awesome.
I'm resorting to Gojo, and it's literally the worst. If you use Gojo and you think it's good,
it's not good.
Get yourself some Eagle Grit. Go on there and get 15% off.
He just said stop selling Eagle Grit.
I can't. There's no way you can't say anything bad about Eagle Grit.
John,
I haven't.
I know you're listening. John, sorry, I know you're listening. We need to get Eagle Grit back in stock, evidently.
I haven't said anything about Eagle Grit in a long time.
If you get Eagle Grit back in stock, I'll buy it.
He'll use our code TTP15 to get it.
Yes, you probably should use TTP15 to go get some Eagle Grit, 15% off. If it's not the best hand cleaner you've ever had, Robbie will.
I'll clean your hands for you.
Robbie has it as body wash. It's so good at washing hands. It's good enough for body wash even.
He took my advice.
I cleaned my face with it once.
Yeah, it works.
It's a little aggressive.
You have it in your shower too. You guys are just hoarding all the Eagle Grit. That's what's happening. You guys can't buy it 15% off because Eman and Robbie have it in their showers, just wasting it.
2 bottles in my shower currently.
He learned about showering with it from me.
Yep.
I used to work at a shop doing powder coating and wheels and all that kind of stuff at Wheel Medic, and they at the end of the day, hot, sweaty shop. I'd be covered in powder coat, be covered in tire crap, and also from the media blaster, just all that stuff in the air. I used to take a handful of like Dawn dish soap in one hand and scoop a handful of powdered bleach in the other hand and just mix it together into a paste and scrub my hands and my face with it.
That's a little aggressive, but it works,
Great
I guess.
Skin. Just beautiful skin, though. So smooth.
Wow. No, I've never done that.
Sound.
That
His
is
dog
pissed off at absolutely no one.
Diesel.
No, I remember when I was painting like fences and stuff and gates and forklifts for this guy. He had mute it, man. Jeez. I had a static gun, and that's so when you paint, it goes to ground.
Sticks to your eyeballs.
Yeah. So if you don't have goggles on, it goes to ground, which is your eyes. So then my eyes get filled with paint and like it's all over my face. Yeah, that's when you take the rag with alcohol on it and you're like rubbing your just getting it all out of your face, and there's nothing you can do to get all that shit out. But Eagle Grit probably would have if they had it in stock at mypetrobox.com, where you could use the code TGP15 to get 15% off.
Are you saying that you'd be willing to use Eagle Grit on your eyeballs?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of the barking dogs.
Hey, Diesel is a handsome boy, especially now that he's wearing his Petrolbox collar.
Both
from
Petrol
Pup.
GG.
It's a great collar, and both of my dogs are wearing them as we speak. Actually,
my dog's.
I always wanted to ask: is Yancey named after Yancey like Fry?
I have no idea where the name came from. He was almost 2 years old when we adopted him from the rescue league, and his name was Yancey, and I'm just not going to change it.
I just assumed it was Yancey from like Futurama, and it made me really happy.
Maybe that's where it came from. I honestly have no idea.
It's a good name.
I just know he got brought back to the shelter because he was too aggressive, and then we adopted him anyways.
Did he bite Booney?
He bit Booney. He bit an old lady one time.
He bit me.
You brought it on yourself.
Why do you keep sitting like that, Dalton?
Yeah, are you showing off?
I'm flexing.
I know what the thumbnail's going to be.
Please, no.
I have to now. The worst part is I have to go and find it. That'll be the hardest part.
I've done it like all the time.
No, we were walking. We were like doing trail walking stuff down at the lake, and we had the dogs with us. And this couple was walking with their Rottweilers or Dobermans or whatever they were, like just like the big junkyard dogs and like purebreds. And this other couple's walking, and they go past the Dobermans, and then they get to us, and they're like, "Oh, I like yours better. They're cuter." I'm thinking, my dog would bite you right now if I would let him. Those Dobermans won't touch you. I'm like, you are a bad judge of character. Oh well. But
did I bring up the fact that I can't remember if I talked about it in our group chat or not? Oh no, I did. The lifts at a hilarious price.
Oh god.
Oh, I remember you talked about buying them. You didn't talk about like actually picking them up.
Yeah, I managed to pull a Robbie.
I'm so proud of you. I am.
You got spare for me?
No, he's got spare for me.
Your garage is not tall enough for the lifts.
I can hold the top. You just move dirt, right?
I got room for one if you want me to buy one from you.
I mean, we just lucked out. One of my friends was looking on eBay, and this place in New Jersey was selling. They ended up selling 4 lifts. I bought a lot that had 3 in them, and Chris bought the other one. So we got 4 2-post lifts that are like 7,000-pound 2-post lifts that are all in good shape. We got all of them for $3,000, $2,800.
Yeah, that's really good price.
Yeah, I made the poor decision. I worked all day on a Wednesday. I got off work, drove 10 hours one way to New Jersey, We uninstalled all the lifts with hand tools Thursday during the day, loaded all of these, and then drove 10 hours home, and then I went to work Friday morning.
Oh my gosh.
Oh fuck.
I like to make poor decisions in life.
That's insane.
I've done from Columbus to New Mexico and back.
I remember you did
18
that.
engines. I did that in I think 3 days. My dad just bought a K van. He bought I think a Suzuki Every van. Oh no, I think it's an Every Pop. My dad bought a K van because he wants to start a ice cream truck.
Is that going to be big enough?
No idea. He has this image in his head. He wants to cruise around in a little K van.
At Gridlife?
And I'm going to try to I'm going to talk to Jabe and see if we can get him to go to Mid Ohio.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And he's just going to be selling prepackaged ice creams because it takes prepackaged is a whole different kind of license compared to like anything else.
Oh, I'm sure.
So he's going to have prepackaged treats and he's going to pull up, park, and get out. He's not going to serve from inside the van. He's going to get out and serve the treats outside from the van.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a whole setup, especially because he's taller than I am. He's 6'3", I think. But yeah, so it's all set up and it's going to have a golf livery on it, which Adam's going to love.
That'll look really cool.
Yeah, golf livery, K-van, ice cream truck. Uncle Remo's ice cream treats, I think.
Yeah, that needs to be a Gridlife. Because what's better than frosty treats after a hot day?
Trackside margaritas.
No, frosty treats.
Insert that girl going, why not both?
Exactly.
Did Dalton just leave?
Yeah, I think he did. He just up and left. He didn't care. We made fun of him.
He's almost as professional as Adam about this.
Almost. Dalton at least showed up.
Dalton showed up, but he's just above Adam with how much he cares about this podcast.
Yeah,
I had to take a piss. You guys bothered me on Wing Wednesday.
You've had said for weeks and months, like, oh, we need to do a show. If Adam can't make it, we need to do a show. And I said, hey, Adam can't make it. And you just ignored us for like an hour and a half.
Because what you said was, what did you say? You said...
Adam said he would never let it happen.
He would never let it happen. He never let me and Eman on the show at the same time. So I figured that was don't worry about it. Go eat some wings. Go drink some beers.
That's not... No. I didn't say that. The guy that's not here said that.
Let's back this up for a second. Let's back this up for a second. Robbie, just be happy he didn't pee into one of his empty beer bottles while on the podcast.
Did he do that at the track?
I was looking at them quite hard. I'm not going to lie. If I had something with a bigger neck, it would have happened.
Is that a thing I missed?
I was looking at my drinking glasses over at the side here. And I was like,
wait,
eyeballing my kitchen glasses over here. I'm just like, I just pee in those. And then I'm like, I got to drink out of those. So beware if you ever come to my house and drink out of my glasses.
I won't now.
It's good to know.
Also, just don't come to my house. Like, you all have my address now.
Yeah, it's only public. So did you guys do any... I made an effort when I was there to go to the museum. Did you guys go to the museum?
I went to the museum. Me, Adam, and Ryan did. We didn't invite him in because we don't like him.
When they went to the museum, I had HPD class, so I wasn't able to.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty rad museum, though.
No, I really enjoyed it. And I'm not even like...
I've been layers. Oh, I got this badass shirt at the gift shop. If you listen this far in, come to 1 hour, 72 minutes in, and you'll find the picture of my baller ass shirt I bought at the gift shop.
So it's a fake carbon fiber button-up shirt, and it has a bunch of C5
Z06s?
Yeah, Z06s.
And even has the Z06 emblem on it. It's like Z06, 405 horsepower. It's actually right behind me. So
yep.
I'll just go grab that right now. You can never be with...
What's the retail on one of those?
Too much. $45, but for some reason...
I don't spend that on anything, man.
But yeah,
because you get all your shirts from Petrolbox.
Yeah, but you don't send me button-up shirts.
Yeah, send me some Corvette button-up shirts.
Like a Charlie Sheen bowling shirt.
I'd wear it.
At one point, you promised me I was going to be on a magnet, E-Man, so what the hell?
What did I promise you?
This was like a year ago that you said I could be a magnet.
Did you ever send me a picture of your car to put on it?
Yes, I did.
Actually, I think you did. I think you did.
I definitely did.
I think it was the one from PPIR.
He's gonna put the Camaro on there now with him driving it.
Yeah, buddy, you'll see my teal gloves.
But so either way, I just found it hilarious going there, just because like at the track there, which I think we sent you some pictures of the C8 Corvettes there.
Why
you just pull up and there is hundreds of C8 Corvettes at the end of the NCM parking lot, just hundreds.
Why are there so many there?
I think
I'm assuming delivery or track delivery.
Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. It didn't occur to me that was an option.
If you order a Corvette and they're doing that, they don't cover them. They just sit out in the wilderness. They just sit out in the
elements.
They just sit out in the rain.
It's just the dustiest, shittiest C8 Corvettes you've ever seen. It's like something I'd own.
Yeah, but, I kind of wonder like how long some of those are sitting there. I mean, if mine was delivered or like, hey, you're available to pick it up at the track, I'd want to be there like that day.
I had a friend that runs, I think AGM. They do Corvette stuff, C8 stuff, but his was done and ready, and they wouldn't let him pick it up because of COVID.
Oh shit!
Like his was done for like over I want to say a month and a half or 2. And they wouldn't deliver it because of COVID. He was just like, I'll come there and pick it up. They're like, no, you're not allowed to.
Just leave it in the parking lot, man. And throw me the keys like a football. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All
I know is they give you the options to build some of the ugliest cars you've ever seen.
The yellow and red one. Are you displaying that right now?
I'm going to go find it real quick. I was going to comment on how much I really like that dark blue with the silver wheels. Like, it's just...
Yeah,
it's real subtle. I thought that looked really good.
They surprisingly look good in just plain silver, which is weird.
Yep.
But yeah, they had like a lemongrass yellow with like a burgundy set of stripes and red interior.
That's a bold.
Was an eyesore.
Yeah, that's a bold choice.
And then
the person that ordered that was like, "This is gonna be 101, and I'm gonna have the most collectible CA Corvette ever." Like, and you're just an idiot.
Further down was a brown Corvette that matches Dalton's, but it had those lime green stripes on it as well. It was weird. So bad.
The new orange is a great orange or brown, whatever you want to call it. But they do actually have like an 80s brown on these Camaros as an option. I didn't even realize it was an option. They can even pull that off and look pretty decent. Like not a joke orange browns, but a real browns.
Put the drink down.
Not bad.
There's a surprisingly large number of color options for those cars.
And they went too far with adding the color to the interior.
Yeah.
Black with blue looks like a scuba suit.
I've never been a fan of the colored interior on any car. Like it's got to be like
whoa. Red interior on like a white car or a black car is perfect.
No.
Let's go with a red accent. Like you have a red stitching on a black interior.
Red everything.
Nope.
I'm with Dalton. The furthest I will go is like a saddle brown, and even that's bold in my opinion.
He liked don't let him say that's bold. He's the person that went on the podcast and said the Laramie Longhorn Cowboy Travel interior is a good interior.
It's a great interior.
That is as saddle brown as you can get.
Exactly. It's a great color.
That's peanut so butter. Bad.
Peanut butter interior works.
No, it's got to be darker than peanut butter.
Peanut butter interior and ice cream paint job, man.
But
no.
Are we not able to quote early 2000s rap?
No.
That was over my head.
Yeah, over my head too.
Sorry, man. I've thrown some quotes in here that you picked up on that no one else did over the years.
Oh, I know. I can't believe you don't remember Ice Cream Paint Job though. Which also brings me to the question. I know what Adam listens to music wise, like just Journey and Kansas and Boston and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Growing up, he always wore Boston shirts.
What did he listen to when he had a subwoofer wall?
There were specific CDs that were like competition CDs. That would play like super bass, not Nicki Minaj super bass.
It was nothing other than bass at a frequency.
Yeah, it wasn't music.
You ride with him and Josh Fez, who did that bass life, and Josh is going through his has on shuffle on the way to Coda, and all of a sudden you just get up. It's like, and he just laughs and goes like, "Oh, that's my 30 hertz bass track of like 30 seconds of just 30 hertz bass. That's it.
That's so weird.
They just have tracks of that on their phone."
Like I had back in high school, I had like some 10-inch MTXs and like, you know, a ported like box and stuff. But I had like, not only did I listen to rap, but I also listened to like, they had like, it was before EDM. So techno, like it was basically just techno, but it was meant for subwoofer, like and speaker testing. So then you're at least listening to music.
I honestly don't know what he listened to because the speaker stuff didn't really line up with his music choices. Because when we'd go and skate together, he'd be listening to like Chevelle and Linkin Park and stuff like that.
Good old butt rock.
Yeah, but
generic rock.
Yeah, it's fine, but it didn't really match the speakers. Like he wasn't, or like the subwoofer stuff. And like I know he listened to a bunch of rap, but like I don't know. We always listen to like generic rock stuff.
I always just picture.
Now's the time when we say we listen to whatever he wanted. He's not here to defend himself.
Oh yeah,
I built up this image though of like the Cavalier, Lambo doors up. I know the wall wasn't in it when the Lambo doors were there, but like I like to think that the wall was there, Lambo doors up, and he was just bumping away to some Boston, and everyone was confused.
He's not here to dispute. That's how I always remember it.
That's how I picture it. Yeah, absolutely. Cruising down Sheldon for the cruise night with his doors up, listening to Boston with bass all the way up.
Just flexing all those 10-foot tall pickups.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
But
he's gonna be mad at us.
Oh yeah.
Either way,
he's gonna hate
all the way
of us.
back to the museum now. Let's just go back to the museum because we have not crested that at all. It's actually a nice museum, and they got like 3 C8s in the front there, and people are just drooling over them. It's like, just go across the street. There's like 100 of them.
It's like a bunch of random
hundreds of them. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if someone got theirs delivered, but they're like had their hazards on. They honking the horn, and they left the building. It's like, okay, you got a new car. Just get the hell out of here with your $60,000 car. No one cares.
No.
Why'd you throw that price tag out there? Like you don't have an $80,000 truck.
I don't have it.
To pull a $6,000 trailer.
That's what I'm saying. I'm flexing.
It's a hidden cost.
Hidden cost. $6,000 really trailer has a hell of a hidden cost.
You should really consider cutting the sleeves off the Corvette shirt.
I need to get my New Balances first. But on another note, I went through those and I went through like 30 of those C8s, and I'm like, if I got a C8, it's going to be one LT base model Z51 package. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I want a Corvette. There wasn't a 1LT on that lot. Like those hundreds of Corvettes, like I said, I didn't go through all of them, but I just like went down, and like the lowest base price I found was like $75,000. So that's why GM doesn't give a fuck what the MSRP is of the base model, because literally no one will order one.
No, there's no way that anything ordered less than 75.
And if I were to go put an order in, it
would creep on you.
$59,000 one with the $4,000 Z51 package. I don't want anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can add like $4,000 with a carbon fiber real fast. So I mean, I'm sure a lot of people did that. Plus, I'm sure that red burgundy stripe on your yellow car costs a little extra.
Probably way too much extra.
But now he gets to say it's one of one, and he's going to act like a Porsche guy, and it's an extremely rare option. And
it's got this.
They're going to confuse rare and ugly as words that are synonyms.
Yeah, they are.
Yep. There is people they have to be making the worst Corvettes they can, trying to make it one of one for whatever reason.
Probably.
What they don't realize is the Corvette's basically a mass-produced vehicle, and they're never worth anything.
No, they're a dime a dozen. I mean,
they sit in their garage.
I like it. Don't get me wrong, but they're very common cars.
I like buying them 10 years old for way cheap for a 10,000-mile car, and then going to beat the crap out of it.
We have a customer. We're working at their house, and he has a a 50th anniversary C5 convertible, the whatever burgundy on. There you go.
That's the 50th. Actually, it says
he has one for sale, and it's he's excited. He's like, yeah, it's gonna pull good money. You know, it's an anniversary car. And I was like, no,
it's not gonna pull what you think it's gonna pull.
It's not.
They
even
made 80,000 of them that year. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
it's not even a Z06 or anything like that. You have a $10,000 Corvette. Get out of my face.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't think so.
Yeah, Dalton,
they're not collectible.
No, I'm buttoning my pants up.
Dalton,
my pee.
Keep your pants.
I was
on.
in a hurry to get back. I care about the fans. I'm like Adam.
For the people that are listening, Dalton now has his pants completely off.
So tell us about the sister.
It is.
I did not have sexual relationships with that woman. I wanted to, but I did not.
Holy crap! So you had fun at track.
Oh, there it is.
Eman had his first time. It was good.
50.
There
this
you
is
go.
the 50th anniversary. He probably owns this shirt, and you know he does.
The guy that bought, yeah. He probably has an even more expensive one that's specific to the 50th anniversary.
That has the 50th anniversary on it, but it's a Z06, so he'd be mad.
It's not the same
base model.
Yeah,
he doesn't like them thick.
At the end of the weekend, I basically came to the conclusion that this is a lot of fun, and I may be putting more focus on time attack over drifting here, or not time attack, but track driving over doing drift stuff this season.
Yep.
And seeing where that leads. Basically, at the end of the weekend, I came to the conclusion Adam Jabay ruined my life.
He does, man. It's unbelievable.
And of the cars in the driveway, the Z is pretty high on the list of taking to the track. The GTI. I have a VQ swapped S13. I don't know what to do with that. It in the moment is like sitting downstairs in my GK Tech box with like my Willwood dual caliper hydro set up, and it has angle and it has.
So he could sell that pretty easily, and
it has all the stuff to be a drift car at the moment. CDO9 transmission, S15 helical diff, which I was gonna yank out because those are terrible for drifting, but that would be good for time attack. So.
Yeah, it really would.
Because they unlock on D-cell, so it's not good for drifting. So, but at the same time, I have, if I can get the Datsun on the track, I also have a 69 510. So it's all set up for a KA. So the thought long term is let my wife Sarah drive. Have my wife Sarah drive the 510, and I'll drive the Z, and we'll have two Datsuns going racing. But I also kind of love Dusty's Camaro. Who doesn't love a brown Camaro?
That's it.
I have
brown Camaros are the best.
I have a 67 Barracuda.
You talk about anymore.
I have a 67 Barracuda that would be kind of cool to see tearing around a track.
Yes.
So,
yes, old cars tearing around the track are great. Your Datsun tearing around the track, I can't wait.
Yeah, I love how you just fell down this rabbit hole with both feet, man. You're stuck.
Yeah, it was really fun, and it's fun having a goal and chasing it, and kind of having that kind of thing. Like drifting, it's really fun, and it's a true passion. It's one of those things that you get in the car and you're just having fun, and it's a different kind of fun. It's a little more carefree, which sounds weird to think about.
I totally understand what you're saying.
But yeah, this is a different kind of rush. I have a few friends that I was planning on doing an HPD by the end of the year anyways. I have a close friend who has a 88, I think, 911 that was planning on taking it. He also, I mean, I've been autocrossing with him for years. He has a Formula Ford and an MR2. Whose dad bought the IMSA Fiero that is now looking to get into taking it to Gridlife. So
that better be a thing.
That's going to be an awesome thing.
I didn't know it was a thing until you were talking to us. I looked up on Google, and there's nothing more I want to see than that thing. That thing and your Datsun show up on the same trailer. That's a good trailer.
It's a like 400 or 450 horsepower stroker, tube chassis, wide body, full blown IMSA Fiero.
Tell people what size the wheels are on the back of that thing.
I think it was a 16 by 14 in the back and a 16 by 12 in the front. And he's trying to find 200 treadwears for it. So I don't think that exists.
Nope.
I don't think it does. No. Good luck.
But Craig Butt and Sean Butt are interesting men. They've had some cool cars. They've done a lot of driving. Craig, Sean's dad, currently does endurance racing with the owner of a local pizza shop here, Hound Dogs. I think they drive an E36. I can't remember, to be honest. But they've had, an old third gen Camaro that was some special edition, like not a Firehawk, but some kind of weird special edition Camaro that was Dusty, I'm sure, is shouting at his radio about it right now.
I guarantee Dusty gives literally no shits about a third gen Camaro. Adam's the only person that cares about a third gen.
And by third gen, I meant second gen. All Camaros are the same, just like Mustangs. They're all S550s or whatever. It was a second gen Camaro. Sorry. They've had a third gen as well. But Sean's been autocrossing a Formula Ford since he was 15. They sold it and actually were able to buy the Crosley back. He has a Gemini that I think will be going up for sale soon. So if anyone's looking for a Formula Ford, there'll be a really nice sorted out Gemini with a Cosworth engine and sitting in it. Yeah, definitely a race inspired family. So I'm sure he'll be tagging along with me doing HPD and hopefully bringing his 911 with him.
Yeah, that'd be a good person to have at a Gridlife. That'd be a lot of cool cars.
Yeah, they're definitely entertaining family.
So I think that's a show.
You got to talk about Apex.
I do need to talk about Apex. ApexTrackCoach.com. I got my ApexPro right here. I was using it the other day on my test day. It worked great. And I was also using the little unit to also add all of my inputs from my OBD2 as well.
Dalton uses a little unit all the time.
No, he cheated on us with Garmin.
So let's hear about that OBD2 though, because I'm slightly curious myself.
Yeah, so the OBD2 is just a little tiny module, and of course I don't have it because it's actually in my car, that just plugs into your OBD2 port. Then it configures with the app as well, so you can run the unit as well as the OBD2 to get even more data. So like on the Z, for example, I can pull like actual RPMs, like where my throttle position, because it's a drive by wire, not by cable. Or set backwards, whatever, not important. But yeah, so but you can actually get your throttle position, and it's in even like when you have like the gauges, you can pull up, so you can have it as like a display. The 04Z is the slower OBD2, so it's not quite as quick as a response as some of the newer cars. So like using it as like a speedometer is probably not the best, just because it's going to be a bit of a delay. But if you have a newer car, that works really well. I think your Camaro would probably work a lot better than what the 04Z is.
So I will comment, yes, Eman threw me on the bus. I did get the Catalyst this weekend used. It was okay, helped
even used out,
but still
that Catalyst was more expensive than this Apex Pro.
Yes, it was. Apex is currently sold out, but I will hands down say by far the easiest review I've ever had is going on your phone and looking over your track data with Apex is still by far the easiest, simplest way to review your data, telling you where you're being an idiot.
I am looking forward to trying. Obviously, I'm just now dipping my toes into the data acquisition stuff, and the Catalyst was cool. It was super nice being able to like lay Dalton's laps down against mine and like seeing where my line was in comparison to his. And I'm excited to see. I want to use one of the Apexes at one of the events, hopefully in the Datsun, and just see what it's like and figure it out. I've talked to the guys before because I want to do something with them as Petrol Box. Just need to figure out what kind of thing we can set up with them there. But I definitely want to give it a try and see how it compares and see all the good that everyone's talking about.
Yep.
I really should have bought one like a year ago or more, because I've used them and I've used Robbie's all the time, and still, after this, like I said, there's nothing better than that for quick data review. If you got 40 minutes in between a session and you want to know where you're being an idiot, I don't think anything can tell you where you're being an idiot and where you can pick up time faster than an Apex can.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I still like this Garmin, but Apex, if you're looking for a quick data review and ways to pick up tenths, I don't think you can beat it.
No,
maybe you'd have a bigger gap between you and a rookie.
You're probably right. Maybe I shouldn't give you the catalyst and just hold you back and just give you no data review. Screw you, man.
I mean, none of the cars I'm trying to bring other than GTI have OBD2, so that's the Z's OBD0. Everything's OBD0 other than GTI.
Well, you won't need for the unit. You don't need OBD2. You can just use that by itself and just hook it up to your phone.
No.
So I'll have that.
Yep.
I'll have my spare with me at every Gridlife event that I'm at. So you can definitely borrow it then. We should try to do an event where you're in the Camaro again, and then you can have the ApexPro and he can have the Garmin, and then when you're faster than him in his own car, that'll be a great advertisement.
It might happen. I'm not. I should have bought it before they went out of stock, and I just came to the determination that I need some sort of data acquisition. I've been kind of cheating using yours, so
I may have inside information on new stuff coming that I'm not going to speak to specifically. But at the end of the month, keep an eye out on their website or their social medias, or even here, we're going to be revealing a lot of cool stuff moving forward. So yeah.
So they should be back in stock with some new features.
They will be
soon,
stuff will be back in stock. New stuff is coming along. A lot of the stuff that people have complained about has been replaced or fixed. So yeah, keep an eye on that. It's a lot of big things coming for ApexPro. I'm excited that we're still being partners with them, and obviously I'm still excited about using the unit, and I'm going to keep pushing people towards it because it's a great value when it comes to data acquisition.
Yep, you spend a lot of money in your car. Why not spend a little money on yourself?
Absolutely. And I think that is a show. I appreciate you guys coming on and being the new hosts of the show now that Adam has decided to say that he doesn't care about the show now that he's healthy as a horse and is out back into cross country apparently and doesn't care about.
That's all he's been doing. He's been running for weeks.
Yeah, he said, like, I don't care about cars. I don't care about Gridlife. I don't care about podcasts. All I care about is running again. And now that I
heard he's hanging out with Booney now.
Yeah, they're best friends. Yeah, they're just hanging out, talking. So yeah, Adam's just running laps, and then he's using the shop as a base operations. He just gets his drinks and stuff there. They drink carbonated water together. Yeah,
smoothies and carbonated water. That's all. That's what he eats and drinks.
You go to Eatery A together and hang out. You know?
Yeah, they go to these like really fancy restaurants. Adam loves it.
Don't even bother Adam with a chicken strip. He will not.
No, he said, and I quote,
or Mexican hamburgers.
No more ketchup for Adam. It's not good enough.
No
anymore.
more deep fat fried food.
Nope, not healthy enough.
It does bother me that while he on the way to NCM, they got chicken nuggets and he didn't dip them in anything or just get a chicken sandwich with something on it. He's like, no, I'm just going to eat chicken nuggets.
He ate them dry?
Yeah.
The amount of meals Adam can eat that are fried chicken is astonishing.
Well, every restaurant.
It's all of them. If he could eat fried chicken every meal, I'm pretty sure it'd be every
it's
single
fine
one.
eating fried chicken every meal.
Yeah, I love fried chicken.
Up with some barbecue sauce or something.
Yeah, or like some spiciness.
You go to fast food, what's Adam getting? Chicken nuggets or chicken strips?
I do have a complaint, though, about the state of Missouri.
Everything?
Yeah, besides everything. So I'm driving.
Kansas is in it somehow.
Ugh. So I was driving from.
I've done that before.
We know you have. Where's South Haven?
Michigan?
Was that in Missouri? Is that where I got the hotel for us or whatever? Is in Missouri? South Haven, Missouri?
Oh, God, I can't remember. It was something like that.
No, my story was I was one of Kansas or Missouri has an open container law.
Missouri.
And Missouri has open container law, and Kansas is right in the border. And the whole drive down there, I'm like, I'm not driving. So I had a beer, and I was drinking a couple beers, and I'm like, it's fine. It's open container law. Yeah. You're like taking the highway right on the opposite side of the thing. So I was open containering it the whole time. Yeah, really.
Would that really stop you?
At that point, yeah. This is a different Dalton.
Yeah, you change every year or two.
This podcast has not gotten off the tracks as hard as we thought it may.
Yet.
Yeah, if you didn't notice, if you go through my profile pictures that you brought up earlier, every couple of years is a completely different Dalton.
Oh, yeah, you reinvent yourself like Prince. It's great.
I'm going to be a tap dancer next year for all you fucking know.
Yeah, you might be completely, like, you have one more year of Gridlife before you find something else.
No, one more year of the Corvette, and then he's going to go to, like, a front-wheel drive Honda D-Series.
Yeah, the Corvette's probably not going anywhere.
It just might sit in your garage and be
swap it.
No, it will not sit in my garage. It will be put together, and it'll be something.
Your original idea of buying an LS1 on the way to the track and us just swapping it Friday night was genius. I wish we did that.
That would have been great.
Everyone else talks us out of it. I had one in the books. It's legitimately a mile from me right now. Just got pulled out of a running car because he got like a 1,200 horsepower capable engine that he's going to pro charge. And it's like, what do you got here? And he's like, I got a whole LS1 minus intake and minus oil pan. I'm just like, oh no, minus injectors, because he gave me the whole intake, throttle body, everything. And oil pan. I'm like, all I need is an LS oil pan and some injector adapters. I can do this.
And I live next to Jegs. I could have brought that stuff and we could have jammed on it Friday and had it done.
Everyone else was like, "Oh, that's a dumb idea."
Datum ruined everything.
I was totally for this. I tried talking you into it.
Datum, ruined it by being too responsible.
But I once got last place in TrackMon.
Sounds like a Rob Responsibilities thing, but it was a Datum.
Yep. Yeah, Rob Responsibilities. He's been gone for a long time. I
did not get completely last place. I don't think. There was one person behind me, and it was Joe. I'm going to call him out. But he was in a Festiva with 95 horsepower, I think he said.
That thing was sick.
And it's awesome. And I barely beat it. My 300-some horsepower Camaro barely beat this Festiva in the corners. It's just all sorts after you and just kicking your ass. That thing is the best.
Yeah, he drives the wheels off that thing.
Yes, he does. Gridlife has it on their Instagram now, and that thing has to be a foot off the ground going around a corner hitting the curb, and he just drives the shit out of it. And Joe is such an awesome, cool dude.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy.
Saturday night. Are you looking up pictures of this badass Festiva, the best Festiva you've ever seen?
Yeah, so he goes all over the country for Gridlife. Like he's been to every event, and he just I think he's from like West Virginia or something.
I just like that he's a GM tech.
He's like a GM master mechanic or something. He's just got this 90 horsepower Festiva just wheeling the crap out of it.
But he never has issues. He literally just shows up, drives nonstop.
Well, 90 horsepower doesn't have the power to hurt itself, right?
You would think, but shit goes wrong eventually.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I can't even talk shit when it's almost as fast as my fucking car with 3 times the horsepower.
That's why you need an ApexPro.
Exactly. That'll definitely make you faster.
I'm not
maybe
even
he was using an ApexPro and you were using a Catalyst, and that's why I caught you.
That also might be true.
All right. It looks like Dalton's out of beer. We should wrap this up.
Yep, we should.
Are you sure I don't got another one right here?
I'm sure you do.
Actually, I'm out. I drank all 4.
All right. Yeah. Well, thanks guys for coming on. I know it's getting late for you, man. He needs to go to bed. And thank you.
Middle East, it's way earlier or later than Middle East, Midwest.
I'm so proud of that you just accepted that. I thought you were
in the Middle East.
I've always accepted it. I thought I was against it, but no, I'm for. I mean, this is 100% the Middle East.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're the people we bomb?
No, that's a different Middle East.
That's why Ohio looks the way Ohio looks.
Are you admitting Ohio is worse than Iowa right now?
No, not at all.
That's what I just heard. 2 years.
Have you looked outside at Iowa? You and your corrugate, like your sectioned concrete highway that just bounced my truck and trailer like all over the place. No, you get out of here. You have one city that is worth anything.
You have a half-ton truck that's rusted out to shit in a single cab. You have no room to talk. Have you ever put shocks on that?
Time out. First of all, my truck has 100,000 miles on it.
Why is it so rusty?
It has a little bit of rust above the spare the rear tires.
Everywhere. Yeah, you're right.
No, only on the bedside, and it's not even that bad. Has 100,000 miles on it.
Have you ever put shocks on it?
No, they're still in good shape.
Doesn't sound like it.
It was because I had an empty trailer behind a long bed truck, and it was just got in that rhythm.
Oh yeah, that's
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't have a vehicle or truck and trailer combination that makes concrete roads viable. I'm just harassing you. Concrete roads are the worst for everything I own.
Yeah,
Motorcycle, truck,
I was
car,
just
car and trailer, everything.
You have one city.
I live in that city.
What city do we have?
Des Moines. That's the only city.
It's the best one.
Hey, Robbie, who's your favorite sports team?
What's that?
Who's your favorite sports team?
The Cyclones.
Professionally.
The Browns.
Is that a team that plays in Iowa?
They don't play in Columbus.
They play in Ohio.
Don't tell them that.
And then if we want to talk about Columbus football, I mean, we can talk OSU and how they just smack all teams.
Oh, no. Just end the show. We're talking about football now.
We're done.
Just shut her down. Shut it down. Fuck the fans. We're talking about fucking football. Hit the end button.
So
keep the gas down and the throttle down.
Keep the pedal down. Antics up and the pedal down.
Yeah, keep the antics up and the pedal down. You guys have waited 200 episodes for this again.
Yep. We'll catch everybody else next week.